Oh, you can't. They don't know it's to the right. It could be to the left. You guys wouldn't know. No, it's okay. Fine. You've seen the shot. You guys know we're heading off to the right.
They know.
The market is up and to the left now, off the bottom. I guess because you're going in that direction. Whatever. You're going back upside, and part of it, as alluded to rightfully by, yeah, I like that. Kind of slide over to the chart there. Great look there, Fabian. See, I love this kind of stuff. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So we're bouncing to the upside. As alluded to, no, SMCI, it's actually slowly grinding higher here. Obviously down 13% on that short seller report, and nothing good about it, but it's trying to reclaim 400. 400, and we're going to get to all the names that you guys are interested in, but 400 was right where we halted up. So there was a halt down into 400, like we're 398. There was a halt up into pretty much the exact same price, a reopen, and then it flushed. Or at least it reversed. So same thing, it's going right into that resistance level. So I think the chips are coming to a very interesting price point. I mean, I'm looking right at resistance on AMD. I was actually just in it. I'm looking to jump right back in because if SMCI doesn't hold on to this level to the upside, I feel like this is kind of a rollover zone specifically for the chips. So that's what we're going to be watching here. SMCI right back down to 396. So it looks like it's still finding resistance at that 400 level. That was the story this morning. I mean, look, the market was going up and the chip names were good and the longs were fine. And you guys all saw what happened to SMCI. When that rolled over, you know, there were a few names that were already breaking down, but it didn't matter. If you were strong at that point, you weren't necessarily after that, unless you were in an unrelated space. Like Bitcoin was doing pretty okay, but everything else took it on the chin when SMCI had that big down move. So they're at resistance at 400. If it breaks out from there, I think you can have some nice relief rally longs. But if I see a pop and fade like it did the last two times, I think I want to look shorts in some chip names.
All right. Well, we're short rate. I mean, we're going to get the list rocking and rolling here in a minute. Basically, the only positive, I'm positive on Amazon and we're positive on the futures. I mean, we're buying dips. We talked about the levels that it finally was getting to, right? We wanted to be patient. We waited for 20,200. We wrote this level down many times. And today it actually came through. We liked the long when it was there before. We like the dip buy today, the long break, the dip buy. Yesterday we talked about that long break through that level. Somebody had it in the chat and they were like, oh my God, that was so good. And then today, look at this, just so good again. So this is by far the number one P&L name today. But we'll have a red day. I'm just upset because I basically read what we were up yesterday, and I hate giving back a day, but we'll still battle back. Right now we're $1, so there we go. I mean, let's be a little more positive. We're $1 in the money right now with this Tqqq trade. A lot of top outs right now at this level, so we've done really well to hold into here. So far so good on this talk. And then Nvidia right now at the 200 period, just seeing if it wants to break 50. I want to try to play short. We're underneath the market right now. Although Nvidia, we'll talk about it when we get to it. Not as bad as it looks, really. Just too many fills here. It was really that SMCI cascade of downside moves here where we sort of got all jumbled up there. But we had that long. We've had a couple longs in here as well. Now we're back into the short against the 200 period now with Nvidia. So, okay, I have a feeling that'll be on the list. So let's go over and talk to
Pretty good shot.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every day. As you saw, Neil and Sean, they're locked and loaded. They're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. So join us during the midday show and get into that chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. Let's start off here with the NQ. Still positive, about 0.5% in the green. The ES lagging behind most of them here, up about 1/4 to 1/3% last time I looked. And the Dow up 2/3. The Russell performing the best on the day as that rotation trade continues to manifest, up about 3/4 of a point. As you can see off the lows there on the NQ. But everybody wants to talk about Micron, guys, because we really, at least personally, I was really surprised by this yesterday. Micron shares trading far higher as they beat the expected Q4 results. Multiple rating agencies giving this the nod and increasing the price target.
Yeah, well, there's no such thing as good or bad earnings. No, look, obviously, beat top, bottom, guide good, all that stuff. We gapped up a lot on Micron. And obviously, if you're watching the aftermarket show, which you all should be, you know, especially today, getting Costco earnings, because Costco is going to move around a little bit. Walmart's moving here. It's going to be a fun one with Sean. I believe Danielle Shea is going to be joining, so that's fantastic. Make sure you do that. Everyone enjoying the options talk in the midday. Then you get a little bit more after the bell. But after the bell was fun for Micron. But if you looked at the open, was favoring a dip and rip into 110. It gave you the initial move. And then after that, it just couldn't hold on. You know, and we were talking about this in the lesson of the day. Like, some things broke in reverse trend a little bit sooner than when SMCI, like the exact time SMCI was about 10:45, right? So Micron was probably reversing trend 15 minutes before that, but then it was pretty distinct after that fact. So early on was okay. I did try it 2 more times after the first, went 1 for 3, and I'm red on it. I think in the longer term here, if you're just looking at the daily chart, let's try to respect the move. Like, it's still the nice consolidation break. You still held 100. You went essentially from support right into like a double top resistance level. So yeah, some people were taking some profit in there. I'm going to like this 200 period. Thank you, Randy. Moving average at 105. I think that's going to be the spot to watch out for in the upcoming days. Let it settle down. Let Micron hold this 105 in the 200 period, and then all of a sudden it can be just as slick a level as Randy's awesome cut. Looking slick.
Hey guys, all right, Nvidia next here, and interesting headline coming out of Dell midday. It seems as if robo-taxi event's not the only thing that's taking place on October 10th. Dell posting on X, join us October 10th as we reveal with Nvidia how AI is reducing OpEx, boosting revenue, and transforming operations. Add that to your calendar in addition to the robo-taxi event. And yeah, shares of Nvidia were stronger initially, obviously, as the market in general and chips got that buoy yesterday from the Micron earnings.
Hey, Randy's looking at some Magna over here.
What's the random names? Little O Canada action with Magna. No, look, Nvidia, as we said, and look, it's going to be the same thing as Micron at that time of day. So a little bit before the event
Come up here, though.
of SMCI,
Good break.
there was that 1025 breakdown on Nvidia, and then you're going to have right in here, like this was the moment when SMCI started to absolutely crumble. So Nvidia was good early, like there was no question about it. Like, you had 125 as previous, resistance into support. It dipped into the pre-market, I guess, support level in front of that, 126. It gave you a couple of shots at the long that were good, and then the trend reversed. That was it. I wish I could tell you that I went into the short, and it obviously would have been a good one. We're at some pretty key levels as we speak, but it's underneath that 125, and that's sort of the problem with Nvidia. You didn't hold on to that breakout. It was a double top yesterday. So anytime you get a failed breakout above previous resistance, and the previous resistance in my book is still resistance. Just because you spent like 30 or 40 minutes at the open above or below a certain level, if it gets rejected and then trends away from it, then you got to go right back to the well where 25 is resistance here on NVDA. So I haven't really been back to it here because I was favoring that long, but I'm glad we kind of got away from this one. Much like Micron, I think you got to let this one calm down. We've got that 120 support in there in the longer term, and I still really like down in the teens on Nvidia. Oops, keep forgetting it's not split adjusted, but the 15-minute shows it pretty clearly. Like, there was a great consolidation area. If there's ever a bigger drop here in Nvidia because of this, there was a great consolidation in the 115 to 117. Like, that's a hit it and quit it zone, but I don't think we're going to get there anytime soon. I think we're probably going to hold on to 120 first. 25 is your resistance this afternoon. AMD at VWAP, because we're not going to get to talk about it. That's one I'm also looking at.
Look, let's just call a spade, right? We talk about this all the time. The other day we had everybody in the office green. Today, we have to give a big shout out. It's the man in the red that is the man who is green today. So a big shout out to Sharif. And look, the problem with today is very, very simple. Nvidia today just did not hold the bids. We talk about this all the time, especially on our floor. And that is that when the momentum changes and doesn't continue through, it's hard to catch. And today, fighting this trend puts, as I said, everybody, I think maybe you're still red on, green on Nvidia.
But I stopped trading it.
Right,
so.
exactly. So it's this momentum right here that killed the day. So unfortunately, we have over 200 fills on it. It was not great. We're now short. We just took a little bit out here. You know what? The market probably rallies the rest of the day. All we were doing was trying to catch the bottoms here. Unfortunately, eventually it breaks back down below, and that's it. We really tried 125. We lost 125, and that was the end of that one. So yeah, that sucks. We'll hold the short now, but it looks like we'll get stopped out here. It's not revenge trading, like I said. We're just giving back what was yesterday. I just feel bad because during the beginning of the day there, we could sense that it wasn't going. Like sure, the SMCI is the canary in the coal mine, fine. Like when that SMCI hit, this is what created this. But Nvidia wasn't going anyways. You know, the market was not giving. Sure, we had a great trade here, 126 up to 128. That was huge. So we were up great on Nvidia. Everything was cool until well, there we go. We're not using big shares now, but we just got stopped out of that short. I'd probably leave it alone, but it was just SMCI. We're going to get to that in a minute, but that's what really turned the market around. It's funny our net's not changing, and the reason why is that the NASDAQ just continues to go higher, so we're still in this trade. I'm going to take a piece out here at 83. There we go, if we can get in, and we do. So yeah, Nvidia, the nightmare stock today, putting me red. Without Nvidia, I'm green, but we're red today. So that is a tale of 2 days. Yesterday, Nvidia great and helping me to get to Greensville today. Without it, we're green and leading, but we have it and we're red and lagging. So, all right, SMCI, let's go talk about it.
On August 27th, Sean, we got that report from Hindenburg, which alleged violations with respect to accounting, specifically fraud. It was based on a former employee by the name of Bob Luong, who filed a lawsuit against SMCI and Charles Liang, who is the CEO, as well as filing as a whistleblower. Today, we got more news. Midday, the Department of Justice was following up on that short report and following up their investigation on the accounting fraud. So we'll have to see here, but this article by the Wall Street Journal says that the investigation is still in the very early stages. But look at this, the market not waiting for an investigation to manifest, they're already selling.
Okay, we'll get to SMCI in a quick little second, but I'm just going to point one thing out. Like anytime you have somebody in a space that gets a really bad piece of news, and like in this case, whether it's fraud, whether it's exactly what they say in the short seller report and there's accounting issues, just take if there's a related name that ever moves down on that and then there's any kind of a rebound, it's like that other name should be fine. Like Dell's up 4% here, and I'm not going to pretend, I actually was short Dell. I mean, I got out of it, but still, it's why? Let's join the party because it's going to VWAP or whatever it was. No, but Dell recovers, higher lows, might even break it out if this market goes. I feel like that's sometimes the lower hanging fruit trade. Everyone wants to go over to what's the thing that's the sexiest in that moment? Maybe going over and shorting SMCI, but I just look at the price action in Dell, and once that made a bottom on SMCI, let's zoom it out here. Once or let's just even call it this wick in here, that's 1103, right? Or this bottom here at 12. So right in here is the 11 o'clock up move, consolidation break. And if you look at where this thing is at 12, it was actually holding VWAP when it made that bounce. And now you're just going higher. So relative strength, obviously, in that name. I just wanted to point that out because I don't know. Sometimes it frustrates me that I didn't think of that. And it seems obvious now. But there's 400 on SMCI. So look, we all know what happened when it was tanking. I can tell you, it's why not just short it on the reopen? So when this reopened after the down halt at it was $433 at reopen. Immediately tanked down to about $415 or so. I was watching it come back up. I'm like, okay, well, how about the short back into the halt gap price, and then we'll see if it goes the over under 430. It pops over 430, doesn't break out here, and then grab that short. When 430 broke, I was looking at the offer. Is it going to be a short trade? When I saw it start to go back down, the bid was at 425. So it was like a $5 spread in the moment that I'm like, this is where I think you should execute a short. That it's just not a trade that I think was all that great to make, so I didn't pull any triggers on it. But now that it's above 400, I feel like there's a bit of a relief rally, coming back in here. As I said, I'm going to be looking at some Dell this afternoon because, you know, hey, lower hanging fruit. I feel like taking this one to the long side just feels a heck of a lot safer than playing with SMCI today. Anybody can do what they want. They're probably still going to split next week. And we'll keep an eye on it because if it screams to the upside, it can drag some stuff with it. But Dell here, triple top, 125 half. I like to support at VWAP. I like to support at 124.50. As long as we keep trending back up, this is the one I'm going to be buying the dips on this afternoon. Not messing with SMCI in that guessing game.
Is Mara the final name on the list here, guys? Mara, position board. So crypto, 65,000 we broke midday there, and that had Mara pumping. I think we got into 18 some odd change on MARA. This is from earlier in the week. McCrary initiating coverage on Mara with an outperform and announcing a price target of 22. It's been doing pretty well this week, though, guys.
Well, it's up 10% today.
Oh, we're just going to hate on Tesla? I mean, we have Tesla on the board.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
you know what?
We didn't even get to SMCI. You just went from Nvidia to SMCI all the way back down. It's all good. We don't need... Oh, we did Tesla?
No, we didn't.
No.
I know we didn't talk about
that. That doesn't matter. We can talk about it right now. All right, so let's just have a quick look at Tesla. Well, we got to give the people what they want.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
They're voting for it, right? So
votes are in.
You know, the votes
we
are in.
respect the results of an.
You know, it's like what Trump says. He would do another debate, you know, but the voting has already started, so he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to like wipe the floor with Kamala again, you know, of course, and do another debate. She'll just go on Oprah and do her own thing. Okay, so 255 right there for Tesla. Again, like. We're lucky. I feel pretty good. That was $1 there, and then we didn't lose it there. So Tesla's fine for us today. But again, nothing was spared in that SMCI drubbing to the downside. But what it did give you was an opportunity to buy Tesla. And I think as long as we stay above 250, it looks like it's going to be fine for now. There's 250 right here. Dripped into it a couple times over the last couple days, and every time bought up. So it looks like 252, 251 or so on Tesla might be something that we got to give a little more love to. So that's the look there for me on TSLA into 252, 251. So we'll just continue to support Tesla. Again, like the stock, don't love it up here. I think it might be a little overextended. Look where the high was, 262. We talked about this we didn't really talk about it with Randy, but I was mentioning that, hey, once stocks get to support and resistance levels, it has a choice, right? I mean, supports it, resists it, breaks it through. And I mean, right now, it looks like, based on today's action, that 260, 262 might have been the top for Tesla. So we'll just wait to see what's going on with that. But look what's going on with this right now. It's the futures, and it's a nice upside move. We got light there as it touches view up and falls right back in. So day getting a little bit better now as we've made back, again, a decent amount here, but we'll be red for now. We'll see if we can turn that frown upside down. I'm going to get out of one more piece here. We'll put some. We just tried some 01. See, instead of punching out, I try the offer. There you go. Give it to me. Give it to me again. On a prop floor, if I get filled by offering or bidding a stock, we'll actually get rebates for that. So here at Real Trading anyways, that's the way it works. If you choose the proper gateway, that is a paying gateway, and you, what we call add liquidity. So you post, here, like I'm posting out 01. So all it has to do is this for real? All it has to do is go through 01. Like, this is insane. This is a triple levered NASDAQ ETF, and I can't get a penny that I was looking for there, but that's okay. Here we go. I just want to get the fill so I can show you. Here we go through. There it is. So there you go, finally. So if that was 1,000 shares, you'd get like a whopping $2 for doing that, but you would get paid to do that. So that's something that is important to a lot of us day traders as we negotiate the world of fees.
Which is important.
Which is important when you have over 400 trades today.
And very important for prop traders specifically to worry about fees. And that fill brought to you by, well, not really, but this segment brought to you by Trade the Pool. Hey, great update from Trade the Pool. Now it's even easier to get funded. As you know, Trade the Pool is built on a unique program to evaluate stock traders like yourselves and provide you with the company's funds to trade with. It's real shares, and you no longer need to worry about that PDT rule. But that's not all. I have some exciting news for you today. Trade the Pool has introduced a new tier with 20,000 in buying power, making it easier to pass the evaluation and speeding up the process of getting funded much faster. That's right. It is that simple, and it works. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description below on the video. I'm just going to co-sign on Tesla in the 250 level. I think if it doesn't lose it, then we're okay. If it loses 250, I think we're in some trouble. That's the idea with support and resistance and decision-making levels. You know, make a decision at that level. And if it ain't at it, then you don't have to make that call. But are we doing Mara? I don't know.
You can do it. Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, that's okay. Sharif's not there, but like, let's.
He went to go iron his jorts.
You got to. I mean, it's a
They're
very
a little wrinkled.
It's important. You want to stay clean. Ain't nobody dope
stay
as
fresh
me.
and so clean.
Got to stay so fresh and so clean. Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin's at 65,000. It's been a pretty good day for, I mean, all of crypto in a general sense. Mara in particular with its breakout. Hey, what did I just do there? That's interesting. There we go.
There
I don't know how I made those. How did I make those all thick and thin? Look at that. I can change.
Are we still doing Mara?
Anyways, so breakout on Mara there on the daily. I did have an early break, which was no good. And I think sometimes it wasn't really a break. It was a trend line trying to hold on to the trend. And this was at 65,000. So I tried to get cute with it where you were breaking 65,000. I think you heard me say the exact line was, I'm going to take it where it lies, right? Which was, if we break 65,000, I just want to get into Mara. And then it broke trend. So I got it. I think it was a pretty sloppy entry. If you waited till it made the same move and broke essentially the same level, like that's kind of where you usually want to get in. And you can sort of see like that 1740, it made the bigger breakout. So this time I waited for it to get down to that level, bounce, and then go to the upside, which is why I'm in it around the same price, around the same area. But there it is, like it bounces off that same place where it failed. So you know it's like, that wasn't a horrible place to have made a decision, but it was a curl there. So let it bounce off that level, then take the consolidation higher. So I'm in Mara, going to look to see if it can hold on to VWAP. Look, it's not just Mara. I would argue, I mean, it's basically the same looking chart, but I would say that Coinbase this morning, in terms of the way it broke out the morning, probably the more clean opportunities. Because if you just looked at yesterday's high, like it broke out early, and then yesterday's top was your on-the-nose support level. And then look at it go. Like the first move's okay, but the second move off of yesterday's high was like a 173.5, and then it just went straight to 178. So Coinbase was like $5 on a pretty obvious dip buy level. So Coin's back into play here. You know, it's breaking out. Look at the nice gentle upward trend after making the low in Coin. And the other thing that this did, it's not to harp on Mara or anything, but look at the trend line break. So if you just kind of connect these big downward moves that Coinbase is putting on the daily, well, consolidation off of it, and then there's your break back out, back above support. Feels like all systems go to the 200 period moving average. Probably should be looking for longs in Coinbase in the next few days here, at least into that 190 area, as crypto is doing a good job recovering. The 65 is a big one, and then we got 68 next, and who knows from there.
40, yeah. Okay, let's just keep on moving around here and figuring out what we're doing. So we got out of the queues. We still have a small piece left. We have less than 10% left on this. We're trying to do our best job of explaining to you exactly what our plan of action was, and that was buying the lows. And again, we tried this on Nvidia and did not work. I'm going to have some beef with SMCI. But at the end of the day, we tried it with the NASDAQ. It did work. And again, when you take away single stock risk, it's funny how things sometimes can work. And there goes the Tqqq. So again, it's like 10x the next stock, but Nvidia's 10x, not 10x that. Nvidia is like 4 or 5 times negative as opposed to the Qs. So, we didn't do a great job on that ratio right there, but that's okay. We'll continue to look for more trades. Tesla, the one I liked was Amazon. It's just a matter of what is this market trying to do right now. We're at a good level, I feel like, with Amazon right here. Could go for that short. This is a stock that we're up on today, battling the long, and we were able to be pretty patient with this one, obviously, as we get that first bounce in and around the same area that we're at right now. and then we caught another bounce down here at 190, which was good until it broke. So we're able to get enough out each time that it was not a painful trade. But right here, I'm wondering about this, 191.80 sort of as that high right now coming back into play. We're not really there yet. I mean, I feel like on the 20-minute, we could get to this 192.50. That's probably a little bit of a better area, if we're going to be honest with you, right now. So maybe we just wait. But this looks like decent double tops right now for Amazon. So if there was a trade that you're kind of looking for right now, 191.80s or so coming into play here, that you know, you could short against that. We might as well give it to 92 at this point. I could see a turnaround here. And you're just looking at the NASDAQ, the bounce right there off of VWAP. So I feel like that's been a good little look there for us as of late. VWAP bounces. So we'll get out of the NASDAQ and then maybe wait for Amazon to do something there. But VWAP, of course, underneath. JP Morgan, like it's all the same names that just keep on hitting the scanner right now. We had IBIT, and I know Joe was looking at IBIT a lot during the midday show. So there was a lot of that talk on there.
Upstart apparently is making
Upstart is making a move here. I'm going to turn on my Benzinga Pro there. I did have it off, so if there's anything that hits, I'll bring it to you.
Good point.
Yeah, nothing right now. It's because I hadn't heard anything in a minute on there. Join me with Danielle Shea tonight at the Market Recap Show, and she'll be going over more things. If there's any questions that maybe Joe didn't answer, or he did, but you like some clarification or something like that, make sure you put them in the chat, and Bears vs. Bulls will find out that immediately when he is available to, you know, take those notes down. We'll still look at the chat, man. I mean, we'll look at Micron in the next hour or so. We'll look at Tesla. You were talking about Upstart right now. Apparently, Micron.
I'm trying to find the news on this.
Ripping, as someone just said. Is that true?
Not
really, but it's up to 110 again. That's
Easy Peasy's happy about it. Shout out to you, Easy Peasy. Sharif, good call on Micron. Let's hit the old like on that one. Appreciate it. We'll go to Bora Howard. I'll get to Affirm. Firm is pumping, my guy. Yeah, I was actually on Affirm earlier, but it's Upstart. There's no story here. It just, I don't know, like acceleration through 40 is pretty much what happened. Like it made a bottom when everything else was making a bottom. Like 11 o'clock, there was a bottom in SMCI, and a lot of stocks made their low at that moment, and it's just been a bounce ever since. But this is a little bit of acceleration on Upstart through that 40 level. Just going to give you the resistance here, like 41.5, 42. You guys can see that lower high. I like the trend on it. I think it probably needs to pull back. It will pull back into prior high. 40.5 would make some sense. Again, no story. Affirm was having a really, really bad day for Affirm. And mea culpa, like we're so focused on the chip names today, rightfully so. I mean, come on, how could you not be? But I missed one. And it's weird because Affirm had this little level, and it was about 42.5, and you know, consolidation, resistance, support. And then today, it just kind of blew right through it, and I wasn't even paying attention to Affirm. It consolidated under that level. By the time I realized it was already consolidating under another bottom. So I did play the short. It then did a trend reversal into a long trade. So like this trend kind of reversed on the short trade, and it got to 42. But I think Upstart looks a heck of a lot more interesting than Affirm. Affirm down 2.5%. I mean, Upstart's trying to press those highs. Dell is the one that is starting to get away here. This is the first time in a while that I've actually entered Dell into my level 2 and not out of instinct put NASDAQ because it's on the New York. But Dell's about to take out the high. I like this 125. It just did this wick underneath 125 and now back to the upside. So it's about to get to the high of the day. I want to buy the dip on this. That's what it's going to be all about. And Sebastian's right. Like SMCI was a very distracting type of thing because in that moment you wanted to be playing chip stocks. You know, like you were either trying to find stocks that were trying to go higher off of it, off the bounces, or things that were following in to reverse short because SMCI was going haywire. But there were other plays out there, no question about it. Dell going through the high of the day, it looks like, looking pretty good. And Spark Sharp saying SMCI is now trading at 15 times PE. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't sound like a good value. I don't know. I haven't read the report, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know anything about the whistleblower and the specifics of it, right? Like I didn't dig into it, and I'm not into the fundamentals of it. We're just always here to trade some price action. But, you know, I've seen this before where if you do get, like a short seller report's one thing, I think it's always a little bit different whenever you have, like, the thing about it was like the delay of the reporting. That's when you get the government looking at you. That's always a different concern level to me. If it was just the short seller report, I think I'd be looking at buying the dip myself. But there's a little more to it than that, which makes it at least a little bit concerning.
I mean, it's just like, first of all, I mean, we got a big winner with this trade right here, and that is, of course, our friend and my friend and your friend, the Tqqs, as the futures continue to go higher here. I mean, okay, let's just wait to see. Oh God, I'm just waiting to see if we can get a fill up here. Maybe it's time to turn it around. It's like I'm tired. I said this already. Like, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to keep fighting all the time. The market, like, if it wants to go one way, I'm fine with that. But let's make up our decision. So I'm going to actually now get out of, there we go, we're out. Sorry, I was on the wrong screen there. I just offered out, so now we are out of the TQQs here. Fine by me, man. I mean, we do not need to be in this name. We just got out of it. It's at VWAP. Now I have to debate shorting this name. Good move up. It's had a big move. We like it. I'm just wondering, do we want to go short this, or do we want to go short the NASDAQ? An individual stock like an Apple, other than the market. But just fighting the trend, it did not work early. It's funny here. Let me move this over. Let me just zoom this out again. Like right here, we were underneath, and fighting the long was definitely wrong. But see, now you're over and you just touch that. We actually have the longs from down here. So we just made 150 handles back long. So yeah, of course the TQs is going to be the number one name here. But it doesn't mean that I'm really necessarily happy with what's happening here, because I'm debating. Yeah, I just got another thing where it must be my computer. I'm going to restart my computer tonight, because yesterday I skipped a beat and it was not this slow internet. All right, I'm going to go short right now. You just see this right here. We are short. I'm going to go short, not for very long, man. 73.32. So you see the futures. If you guys are trading the futures with me right now, thank you. And other than that, 20,350. Let's call it that. Give it a couple handles higher. We are now back into the short here, short at 14s. Let's put some bids out here. If we can get something at 73, maybe we'll take that. Down here to 72.80. We'll see if we can get a little bit of a push. We're going to go into the bearish mode now. Go a little short against that high. So let's not give this one too much room. 15 cents either way is pretty close, right? I mean, that's 30s. So if we break above that, then we can get out there and start to lick our wound and just say, you know what, maybe the trend, although we're going to the well in the name that we're up the most on. We're only up on two names, Amazon and the TQs. We should be up on Alibaba. We'll talk about that. We're down on Nvidia. We're down on Tesla, but that's not that much. Tesla and Alibaba are small. Amazon is small and Nvidia is large. And I've already told you, the TQs is the big win. So, all right, we'll go short now. Average it in. If we break up here, then let's get out. That's VWAP. That level's 50 right here. We could give it to 50 in case there's a wick. Why don't we do that? Why don't we give it to 50s? We'll put an average in right at VWAP 33s. So that's going to be where our average is. We'll hold this short for a minute and see if we can get it. Trying to go more short up top on the TQQs. So right now, shorting the NASDAQ. Let's see if there's any money to be made there.
Exactly. That's what you got to try to do. Be patient, wait for your levels. There was just a spike in costs here. So I'm going to show you what I heard on Benzinga. They gave it, but it was essentially this cost and then GME collaboration. Where is the actual? Apparently, they might have actually pulled this. But anyways, this tweet from Mod Retro. Yeah.
Some retro.
So basically, it's like, you got the cost headphones in there from GameStop making the post. So there you go. I mean, like, I like the old school. I remember some of these games back in the day. But cost doing this on the move. So up 7%. It's a decent move, but I just want to caution everybody. Cost has done 360,000 shares. It was literally doing nothing before this. So liquidity is at a bit of a premium here. So it is trying to make a move to the upside. I mean, GameStop didn't really do anything on that, because why would they? I don't know that it makes any sense that GameStop would be making a move, but it is what it is. I'm going to go back over to Affirm, because Affirm was at resistance. Like I said, it was having a bad day. It just did a bit of a trend reversal, but this is 42.25. You can see the resistance that looks good on Affirm. The daily chart is showing you fail break, roll back over. It's at 45 level all over again. that it's been failing at. So I'm looking shorts underneath 42 on Affirm. We were long off the bottom, but I like this consolidation level. Give it to the local high here in the teens.
All right, there's 20 handles. All right, so we're back, man. Let's see if the bears can run a little bit. We're at 30%. It just fell down. I mean, 20 handles. Come on, we'll take it 150 handles high right there. We'll put back down a little bit money back into our account here as we take some handles and take it out. We just got 01s there, or 01s or 02s. There's the fill there. So 2 fills actually on the downside, an 05 and an 01. So now we'll wait to see if we get some more. Let's go. We're at 91s right now. So yeah, man, let's just battle back. We've had these runs before. Let's see if we can do it again. Just try to be patient, right? I mean, we're right here. We're right now. We're going to sit here. We might as well look to make some opportunities and make some trades. So that's it right there. Let's figure out if this is going to be the one for us. I'm bidding 91s, and then hopefully we can get into where we were barcoding a little bit, where we were able to get out of a bunch of this. So it's 150 handles to the high side. We took about 100 handles right there a bunch of times as we started piece out of this. We could trade the futures, but again, that wouldn't give me many opportunities to get in and out of it like we do here on the TQs. It's more about getting out, not in. We normally will take 1 or 2 ins and not average into the trades, and we'll talk about some of the mistakes that we make when we average in. But at the end of the day, we're taking multiple offers, lifting those when they come out, taking them out at the 50 period, taking them out at the 200 period, waiting to see barcoded levels. And then, of course, as we rip up into VWAP is where we will start to take more and more out. So there we go. We told you we got it at 30% down there. That's what we did. Now we'll wait to see if we can get a reload up here at 73.30. That's my next spot. And then if we break here, 73.50, I don't even think we have. No, we do not. So 73.52. Let's just say that. I mean, what is this exact level there? I mean, we should be somewhat exact. 49s, okay. That's good enough. When you're trading an instrument like the futures, it's not overly specific to levels right on the dot or anything like that, because rarely are you going to see, like, it could break 4 or 5 handles and then just come crashing back down. Very rarely from what I've seen anyways, and I don't sit here and watch the market, but for sure when I'm talking about this product here in the ETF space, is very rarely do I see like marks down of share sizes, right? Like you won't really see a iceberg order is what I'm trying to get out there. So most of the time you'll see an order and it will just run right through it. The size isn't too much of a factor when you're trading in the futures. You can get as many shares as you want normally if you're at the right levels. It will just run you over because it's mainly algorithmic trading. So that's what I was stumbling for. It doesn't matter, and I'm not trading enough share size.
Tons of algo, yeah.
Right, and even if I was on the futures, like I wouldn't be trading enough share size to affect anything. If you look on the level 2 here, each one of these is 100 shares. That's 3,000, see 3,000 more shares, 4,000 more shares. And then when you watch through here, a lot of the time 700 shares clean, 400, 200, 2,300, like it doesn't matter. So it's try to get the levels, try to line them up properly, and hopefully you'll be able to, hit a winner on that. So yeah, we'll see. We're gonna average in at VWAP though. Let's be patient with this play. This is how we get caught up sometimes, guys. We not very patient with our plays. So let's wait here and see if we can put some damage.
It cuts both ways.
It does, yeah. So be patient. Maybe we get our fill, maybe we don't, but we were patient on the way up. Let's see if we can be patient on the way back in for retracement. Nvidia off 124. Darn, that was better.
I just saw, Sebastian's like, did you get into Dell? Lorenzo's like, they did get in. And I saw a few people say Dell kind of just spiked through the high of the day there. So it's 4.5%. I think the difference is, the market's up, but like things that are breaking highs right now are just distinctly different. So like I like Dell in the trend, but I'm trying to be patient by the dip, by the consolidation, and then it just breaks out the high of the day. I was able to, whoops, oh no, I didn't actually I got to fill in Affirm, but I did not get filled in Mar. Mar dipped right back into the same level. I don't need the trend line, but it kind of gives you an idea what we're looking at. And then makes this dip right underneath 1750. We're long at 48, does the wick. I want the long right back at 50, give it to the local bottom, and see if that can continue trend. SMCI, for anyone watching it, is still, like, look at how controlled this move is. Like, it's not a 45-degree angle, but it is a very chill, straight line back up on SMCI. It's starting to get a little bit more volatile, but it's not really breaking this trend at all in either direction. I think a lot of times you see something like this, if SMCI breaks this trend in either direction, just pay attention. Like I'm drawing a line of best fit. But like if you really start to break away from this in either direction, I'm going to have it up on level 2. Like that's going to be a signal for me. Like if you're short anything related to the space and this starts breaking up, you're going to want to watch out for that. But it's a very gentle, like an algo-driven kind of move. It's not as if you're going to do anything with that except hold along if you happen to be in it. I certainly wouldn't be trying to short that as it's rocking back to the upside. It's also SSR, so any bounce right now is aided by the fact that in order to go short and hit the bid to do it, you need there to be the last print green. The only new position is Affirm. We still are hoping to get Dell on a dip buy, but Affirm here right at 42 as it's underneath this 42.20. 42.40 was the flat bottom break that I wasn't in, and now it's VWAP. So I think there's probably 2 swings that I'd have at this. Right here, and then again at VWAP at 42.40, I'd take a couple of shots at it. Let us know what else you guys are looking at. Data, apparently.
I saw someone in the chat.
Oh, I don't have
I
it.
have it.
Oh, you have it.
Why
don't I have that button?
It's not this one.
No. I wish I had the button, but I
did have. Wait, I mean, I did.
I thought I had it too.
Ah ha ha.
There we go.
Ha ha ha. All right. All right.
And that's really Brendan, live on the show when we talked about that one time.
Yeah, that was a
3
good
years
little
ago.
snipe there, whoever put that together.
16% up it is.
That's it? Okay. All right, so we have been reloaded.
I'm reloaded!
Right here, we just got reloaded at the exact same price. So we'll go 14s again. So now we're short TQQs 14s. We only put on what we got out. So I don't know. Again, if it drops into 01, we'll bid that again. And you see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, even though it's only moving 10 cents, we could make 20 cents, right? Because you would make 10 cents on a piece there, you'd make 10 cents again. But 10 cents is not that much. We're clawing our way back. We're clawing our way back on that. And I'm not trying to put on a lot of shares. I would much rather get a little more comfortable up here if we can get into, into view up into the 30s. Man, chugging this water boy right now. Okay, Waterboy, bad movie, I think. DKNG, Waterboy for me was one of the worst Adam Sandler, like...
you don't like Bobby Boucher? You don't?
No, I don't, because it's I don't know, it's kind of like making fun of a handicap a little bit. I'm not favoring that movie, that is for sure.
His number one, let's see, what do you think?
No, for me, I really like Big Daddy because there's like a warm message there.
Oh, I love Big Daddy.
About how he adopts the kid. And then the best part about that one, Happy Gilmore, yeah, they're all good. For Waterboy, for me, I don't know, it's whatever. They're all the same. They're all making fun of everything, so it doesn't really matter. Comedy again. I like Uncut Gems for him. That was a good one. Obviously, it's a little bit different than what we're talking about right now with the Happy.
That was legit.
It's not Happy. What's his thing? Madison. Is it?
Yeah,
Happy Madison.
Happy Madison Productions.
Right, Happy Madison. I was gonna say, is it Happy Gilmore? Happy Madison Productions. Right there. But that was a good one. I don't know. You guys let us know of your favorite Adam Sandler movies there. Billy Madison was the one in school. I think we watched Billy Madison with our kids. Like it was on TBS or something, so it was fine. It was pretty funny. They liked it.
TBS.
Well, no, you got it. Why I say that is like TBS still exists, doesn't it?
I don't have cable, so I have no idea. I mean, of course it does, but I don't. You know.
This must have been a while ago. TNT. It was probably something Canadian, like A&E or something like that. I don't know what it was, but I just remember watching that. And the thing is, now we're looking for, because they're 10 and 12. It's like, they don't want to watch the kids' movies, and they want to watch the.
Want to keep it real.
They want to watch, a little more action-based movies, but some of those movies do not have the most appropriate topics and whatnot, right? And so it's like we started watching Ted Lasso, and then it's fine, but there's a lot of F-bombs in there.
Ted Lasso, really? I've never seen that.
Yeah, and there's some. It's all good. It's all some of the jokes will go over their head.
They'll hear it all in school. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So I don't want to. Anyways, it's all good. All right, here we go. There it is again, man. We did it again. Money. There's the reload. There's a little bit more money coming through there. So that was a good one. Okay, you are not invited to my bar mitzvah. Yeah, that was a good one, actually. We did watch this one with my kids. So here it is right here. Ramin just sent this over here. What is it? It's actually a good one. The daughter, get this sponsored.
Oh, yeah?
Out of here. But yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, then
it was a pretty good movie. So anyways.
Is it kid-friendly?
Yeah, very kid. Is it kid-friendly? I don't know what the rating is. 7 years old, I don't know. But probably, I don't think there's anything too bad in it, but that is a good movie. Yes, good one there. So one you can watch with your kids. He's changed a little bit, obviously, from some of the ridiculousness, but there still are some really fun movies out there. There's that one, Grown Ups, was it kind of it was Kevin Adams, it had Chris Rock. There it had somebody else.
Saturday Night Live guy.
Oh, not Will Arnett.
David Spade, right?
Yeah, it did have David Spade, but I like Tommy Boy. David Spade.
Come on, man.
David Spade is way too much of like a character.
But Tommy Boy is one of the best.
Oh, Tommy Boy, yes, but I say David Spade generally. I love him with Chris Farley.
Those two were they were dynamic, dude.
The guy in Swingers. Why can't I think he's one of my favorite actors? I can't even think of his name. Vince Vaughn was also in that Grown Ups as well.
So the market just came down a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the market in a quick. Kevin James. Yeah, Kevin James in that one too.
Yeah.
I'm hit or miss with
Grown-Ups.
I'm hit or miss with Kevin James. I think sometimes
I like the King of Queens.
Yeah, look, King of Queens great. I feel like he's
That's
been
like
in
a
few
good late
things.
night show where you have nothing else going on.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't a huge fan of the MMA one that he was in or the Mall Cop. But
he wasn't in. Oh yeah, that's right. He wasn't in MMA.
The one where he's like the teacher that does the MMA fighting.
Yeah, well, there's probably reasons why that. I mean, that doesn't.
Like it just there's always a certain point at which if it's just too unbelievable for me, it takes me out of the moment. Like I don't mind if things are unrealistic. That one didn't do it for me.
Tommy Boy is.
Tommy Boy is an absolute gem of a film.
And then the best Saturday Night Live skits is that Sloppy Joe, like the Lunch Lady Land.
I tell you guys what I think the best SNL sketch is, but it's like wildly inappropriate. There's a skit. It was
most of them are.
No, but this is before. I think it was Richard Pryor and Chevy Chase. And it was a job interview. And then they do word association.
Oh, yeah.
And you get two comedians that don't give a darn about what they say.
Right.
That just go back and they just start ad-libbing, and it's not for kids at all, but it's just two unbelievable comedians saying, hey, let's just be funny and push every single limit. And again, I wouldn't do any of the routine because I'm not trying to, some people get offended by that stuff. I just die laughing. And I love Tropic Thunder, and I love when the market goes.
You mean some people get offended by racist stuff?
Well, it is what it is.
That's why it's Saturday Night Live, and that's why it's late night. I'm not trying to.
You gotta push boundaries in comedy, man. You gotta push.
Look at Dave Chappelle there. I mean, that stuff is pretty ridiculous, but yet pretty funny.
Look, my dad is old school, and I was watching Chappelle's show. The very first episode is Clayton Bigsby.
I know, I like black, white supremacists.
And I'm like, okay, so I'm watching it, and my dad walks in the room. I'd seen it a million times already. He's like, what are you watching? And then I just sort of sit there, and he starts watching it with me. I'm like, okay, is he going to hate this? And then he just dies.
Yeah.
He just dies. Like, who is this? Who is this guy? He's funny as all hell.
There's, I guess it's what, I apologize. I don't know the name of the hurricane, but we will be safe with Florida. So thank you. Hurricane Halim? That's my barber's name. Wow. I'm going to him tonight, so I'll have to say what's up to Hurricane Halim. But no, all kidding aside, I mean, the best part, I mean, again, Florida, hopefully they're set up, we just hope for, a planned evacuation or whatever happens in your city. But definitely, guys, if you are, into that spot, pay attention to your local news streams for more information. I don't even know what to say. We don't have any hurricanes up. Like all we get is like, oh my God, man, I'm not coming into work tomorrow. We're gonna have like 5 inches of snow or whatever it is. And then of course that 5 inches becomes 12 and then you're wondering what you've done wrong.
We're very lucky here. Out east still get the last remnants. Like my brother will probably get that in Halifax in a few days, but always gotta be safe. Like when you have the ability to get out sometimes, it's like you gotta be able to do it. But yeah, everybody be safe, button up in there. Let's have a little bit of fun. The futures, we like it more when the market goes up. But right now, it's going back into the downside. The good news, okay, so Mara's holding VWAP because crypto's not doing anything, but Affirm just kind of rolled over that 42. Low of the day, 41.5 here. I tried the short down there, and I can tell you it didn't work, and then reversed into a long, so I'm expecting a bounce off 41.5 on Affirm. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere here, so all I have to go by is the support that it's got, and then the even dollar, so that's 41.5. If it bounces off that, then that will be fine. Dell's, like the market ticks down and Dell just continues to go up. Like see what I mean? Like Dell's just climbing and climbing and climbing. This was probably, I know it's completely hindsight, but like, I'm kicking myself because when SMCI made a bottom, this should have just been an easy long. Like why is it going down? They don't have any problems. Their problem, like SMCI's problems are not Dell's problems. and Dell was on the verge of a breakout. Like, look at the nice daily chart on Dell. If you look at the low, like previous resistance was 120.5 on Dell. You know, it doesn't even get there. It just bounces off the even dollar in front. And once it was trending up, it's like, I saw this, which is a topping tail candle. I'm like, ooh, that's a short. And I shorted it. Okay, get some out and then stop out. So it's kind of like it's a flat trade, but that flat trade going short stops you from thinking about going long. That's what it does. So it doesn't matter. So it's actually a huge fail because that was the best place to be long when you really think about it, and it did it again. So off to the races is Dell. Hopefully it doesn't drag everything up with it because Affirm probably doesn't care, but market trying to bounce a little bit here. Chip Greenside 24, do you guys have a big picture view of the markets? Are we near a technical top?
Anytime the market gets...
I mean, we are, like, yeah, we are. I don't think, that's not saying anything crazy. Top. Yeah, well, look at the Qs. Like, look at the weekly chart of the Qs. Like, I don't think you have to be any kind of a market technician or whatever we call it to say that we're at a bit of a technical top. I mean, yeah, the Qs are trying to get there. You're grinding through the lower high. So what it looks like to me is you are trying to make the next leg to the high on the weekly because you're holding the higher lows. It's a strong recovery. I know it doesn't look great today because of what's going on in Micron and SMCI, but you're still above the local breakout here at 485. So as long as you hold on to that to the end of the week, like this is intact. Like, yeah, when you have these big, massive weeks, like not every single week is going to look like some of the massive ones that we've had recently. There's nothing wrong with a muted up move. Like that's perfectly reasonable going back into the high. Until we get to 500 or the trend breaks, I'm not really hating it. It was just a frustrating dip buy today. That's all. And some things cooperated better than others, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. We're just looking at the same stocks right now, looking at the futures. It's doing absolutely nothing. The last time we've seen this, we've been preparing for a dramatic move one way or the other. But as you can see, we've just gotten a couple more outs here. So these are shorts. We were long into it. We talked about that. Now we're short backside on the futures. So we'll wait. We just reloaded it. We didn't just reload it now. We had reloaded it in the past. Let's wait to see if we can get it to go. So we're not trying to do anything. We're waiting to offer up here 30s. If it does come back in, we will take another offer and then get out at the 50 area, which is about right. I mean, it'll be a loss. Like if it rips up here and takes it out, it'll be a loss. But for right now, we are sort of holding out that the market does have some downside pressure now as it's bounced off a view up now once, twice. Will it happen thrice? That's really going to be the question right there. The name that I was going to talk about quickly, not quickly, I don't think we're not in a rush for anything right over there. I keep looking over there. I think we have a guest coming over there, and I look over there, and it's Blake Griffin on the screen over there. So
I know, it throws us off because usually a blank.
But yeah, Joe, long lost brother, they say in the chat there, is Blake Griffin. So,
but can Joe dunk is what I want.
No, he cannot. He did mention that he could not dunk. He did not get the genes there through Blake Griffin. But all right, so do we have an ad read? We can go to that if you want, Ramin. Okay, well then let's go. Oh, Neil's reading it.
Oh, you better believe it. And today, if you wanted to get that SMCI news live when it happened, then Benzinga Pro was your friend. If you feel lost in the noise of the market, then you need Benzinga Pro. Benzinga Pro cuts through the clutter and gives you the insights you need to make smarter, faster trades. From real-time news to unusual options activity. We'll show you exactly what's moving the market and why. Don't miss out on your chance to trade like a pro. Visit Benzinga Pro to start your free trial today. And I love free. Free is amazing. One thing I feel like we don't do enough of is we had this conversation about Benzinga because it's not just a tool for the news. It's a great tool for news in there, but I use it for more than just that. You know what? Doing the watch list, filling in for Adara for a couple of days. I look at my movers on Benzinga. We come to my screen for a second, guys. I just want to show this off, if we could. Yeah, I look at it for movers. I got the earnings monitor. You have an economic calendar. In addition to the news feed, you have unusual options activity. As I was saying earlier, and it's customizable. Like you can do all this good stuff in there. So it's a multifaceted trading tool. Everyone's going to listen to it for the news. I think a lot of people, and rightfully so, they want to make sure they're up with what's going on in the overall market. But you can set alerts on this. There's so much you can do. And I'm here to tell you, like, you know, I've been trading a long time. Like I wanted to go short on SMCI, but there's a very big difference between getting the news and punching quickly and having it up here, where I think a lot of people would feel very comfortable getting a punch anywhere before 70 or through 70. But once it halts down, it's a bit of a different story, because at that point, like, you've already gone $40, $50 to the downside. It's not an easy trade to make in that situation. But if you get it early and you can just hit that key, if you're trading SMCI, that's even better. That's important. You know, you want to get to that news as fast as you can. I just heard.
Yeah, I just heard BlackBerry's reporting. We don't have an earnings board, right? I don't think.
It's
okay,
just,
so that's okay. I just wanted to know, because I didn't want to show this if there was more to come on the earnings board. But okay, so today is September 26th. So we'll go over here to see what is reporting tonight. So maybe I can zoom in a little bit here. There we go. Hopefully that looks good on the screen. So we do have Costco tonight, so get ready for that earnings report coming through. That's going to be the big one. Market cap of $400 billion, and huge move, right? 4% is what's expected. Last time we only moved 0.7. So I kind of say that tongue in cheek. I have no idea if it's going to be a big report or not, but Costco right now trying to go. So we'll see what happens now with Costco. Hopefully tonight, a big report for them. BlackBerry, there what it was, Neil. So did you hear what that news was? I did not, but
I think it was just
said
that
it was
they're
moving.
reporting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So BlackBerry's still holding, man, $1 billion, which was once probably a few $100 billion in market cap, maybe not that large, but 1.5 there. BlackBerry comes tonight. That's BB. As we see, not too much else here that I can see that's any significant, but it's going to be, I guess, Jabil there, Costco, Accenture is obviously a big company, not one that we normally trade. We can look over there just to see. CarMax we saw before market open. So all of these stocks have already reported. There's the moves. It's tonight is what we're looking for. So Vail and BlackBerry looks like the two ones for tonight. So relatively muted into the close.
Are you hating on Scholastic?
Yes. But Costco should.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
No, Costco's the one, man. Let's be real for a second. BlackBerry is only interesting if like GameStop starts going again, because if outside of like this for a couple of days, that was like Roaring Kitty. I'm pretty like that. Yeah, it was May, right? Like it just everything else about it is, you know, what it usually does. But I will tell you, this was the one to fade when all of that GameStop mess was going on, right? Like instead of shorting GameStop, you shorted this stock on the pops, or GameStop would halt down, you just punch short on BlackBerry, which is up on sympathy. I want to check back in only because it's related to it by a little bit. Is that cost? Yeah, I mean, the initial news, good, and then it's right back in. So just a tweet by GameStop, kicking it old school or whatever the heck they said, and cost is right back down. The volume was the dead giveaway, 360,000 shares. I mean, come on, like that's not going to get the job done at all. The market's trying to go back up. I mean, you're sliding higher on Mara, but all of a sudden, Mara went from like this, like the trend down was 1810 to 1730. So since it reversed the trend, it's a 15-cent range. So you went from like an 80-cent range, which is 5% on an $18 stock, to since it broke the trend, it's been an hour and it's got a 20-cent range. So like that's what the market does in the afternoon. You just have to be willing to accept it. So it's going inside of the range. All you can do is try to trade inside of it. If it breaks out, great, then we hold on. John just said in the chat, Meta broke consolidation tops and is screaming. Meta broke consolidation, yes. I don't know. See, screaming, I know it's going up. But it's hard to say it's screaming given the way that things went down today. I was long Meta twice today. And I feel like sometimes you get away with them. I got away with it on Meta today. You know, I got lucky. There's no question about it. Like I got one bounce. I'm like, ooh, this doesn't look so good. Let's get out. And then I was like, oh, let's take another bounce off of yesterday's lows, and then got in and out. And it was just opportune. Like the market was tanking, so it was kind of easy. Like when everything else you'd look at started to dump, it's like, oh, maybe we should get out of this bounce. Because you're like everything you're looking at would be dumping, and that's the reason we get out. So Meta, it's moving, but as we speak, it's already starting to come back into the downside. Give us that low of the day here.
Yeah, I just said here we go, and then the market doesn't even move really. All right, so we did get a reload there in the TQs. We talked about what level we wanted, so now we're short here at 25. We just covered some down there, or right around here at 14s or 15s. I can find out exactly where we got 13s. right now. So it's a good little level. I did put some more bids. Let me put one more bid down here, maybe 12s, and then we'll see if we can do some damage on that. But there it is. It's a nice little pullback in. So for me, this works, right? I mean, we'll just continue to watch out, but at the end of the day, it's a good little pullback in for us. So we're just stacking. Like now, we can hit this officially because this is what we're doing. We're starting to stack up some profits here. So again, we go from Joe trading options. We had Satya talking a little bit about her book and some crypto and things like that. And we might have found now some futures trading here as well. So as we continue to add more and more hosts and more ability to give you guys a different look all the time, different trading experiences and things like that. Here it is right now. It's futures, and we'll see if we can keep that money in our pocket. There, give me those. Yes, sir. That's a big one right now, man. We get excited because this is what we do. We're here every day. We're trying to put on some good ideas, and I love when we talk about this and then it happens. So there it goes, man. That's a good one. It's a nice futures play. Bring it on down right now. Back through. Let's go. We now have half. We have actually a little more than half of what we had there, but we're just starting to piece this out. Was not really expecting this move right there. We probably should not have got more out there at 12, but we will take that bid there at 05s or so, 06s. And here we go. Let's get a breaker 19. Do you read or what? Downside right now. Get going. Get through 90s here. We're bidding 90s if we can get that good. But so far, man, that's 150 handles high side. Let's see if we can get that pump, that action going now to the downside. If it does, great. We are holding about 55% or so of what we had initially up top. But there it goes, man. The number one stock here today, I'm going to put another bid at 04. The number one stock continues to be the futures. Neil just went over, I think your number one stock was Meta. So far, so good on that one, man. We just talked about looking at what we're trading and playing the best stocks for us, playing the momentum, doing what you guys do best. And you notice that I've left Nvidia alone. This has been my worst stock today. And it's funny because I was like, you know what? I like the 124 short, and it actually profiles pretty much identical to the futures. So I'm fine with what's been happening. We'll make a lot of money on the futures and lose a lot of money on Nvidia today. So we'll hold out now. Just continue to hold these futures contracts, which of course are just shares in the TQs. This is a triple levered instrument, so we should get bigger moves than the futures here. Let's see if we get it. Let's go downside. We're bidding 72.91s. So if that comes in, you'll probably hear me get a little excited again. But right now, nice pullback in. Couple 10, 20 handles in the money now. We'll wait to see if there's a little bit more of a flush. We just took some more out at 08.
So I think somebody might have fat-fingered on Tesla.
Oh, okay.
Just now. Because Tesla wasn't doing anything, and then Tesla did a drop on one candle right here. Did this move from 253 half to 252 half in one shot, and it's already trying to bounce back upside. Let's see if they dump it at that same price again. So Tesla worth watching in here. I want to shout out Nick W. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. Biggest winning streak of your career this week since trading full time. Thanks so much for what you guys do. Learn so much watching the show. I'm going to hit the like on that one, and we'll go with, hey, everybody drop congratulations. If you want to drop Nick a congratulations, then you've got to be a subscriber to be in the chat. So let's drop that in there for Nick Dubs. Congrats, buddy. Congrats on the short trade. Anyone that was short Tesla, congratulations as well. And let's take care of some business.
Yes, the important thing about this is Firefly Neuroscience is revolutionizing brain health by making its FDA-cleared brain networks analytics technology available to medical professionals in support of providing better outcomes for patients with brain health disorders. And illnesses like depression, dementia, anxiety, concussion, and ADHD. The company's proprietary technology is built on extensive research and the world's largest standardized database of over 17,000 patients across 12 disorders, including clinically normal people. Join us at Firefly Neuroscience, traded on NASDAQ under symbol AIFF, and be part of the transformation to improving the lives of people suffering from brain health illnesses and disorders. Firefly Neuroscience, igniting hope for patients. So thank you to Firefly as they continue to support the show, and we'll support them as well here at Trader TV Live. Yeah,
Easy.
AIFF. Go double check that and get your groove on with them. All right, TQQ, a little bit of a backside move here. That's fine. I'm not going to average into this at all. This is how you lose, right? And we could talk about this, winning trades, losing trades, and a bound. If I go back into this level and it doesn't hold and rips up, like we don't want to be right, wrong, and the one time that we're wrong, we give back everything that we're right on. So we will continue to hold on to this. We got out some more at 04. We now have about 40% left of this trade. Are we waiting for more downside? Yes, we are. But will that happen? I don't know. So we are going to wait to see if that does happen. We have now entered the hour of power, ladies and gentlemen. So
The GE buyer time.
on that one. And now we will wait to see if there are any infamous buyers coming into this market, or if we will just sit on our hands and see if there's a play that intrigues us at all. But right now, I'm not super intrigued with everything here.
Unless
Maybe
we
a
break
Tesla
out-
trade someone was talking
Well,
about.
Tesla actually bounced. It's bouncing now, but I want to give you like the reason no reload on Affirm, which I think is an easy, obvious answer. So Affirm made the bottom. So it went 42. It bounced down off of 41.70. But you remember what was happening when it's retesting back up at the high? Well, the market wasn't bouncing at that moment. The market was going down. Like the market was going down when this started bouncing. That's an easy don't reload at that level, in my opinion. When it stops going with the trend, then you don't get back into the trade. So we just get out of it on the final third. It was Tesla that we're going to go to next because, and someone, I might have said, or it might have sounded like I said fast finger. Fat finger. A fat finger is just, and I don't know that that's what happened on Tesla. I'm just kind of joking around because nothing was going on and then it dropped. A fat finger would just be if you accidentally, or any trader accidentally just buys or sells like more shares than they wanted to, or maybe they bought when they meant to sell. So when nothing's happening and the stock does like a weird move like that, it's like, oh, maybe somebody at Morgan Stanley or some random desk just put an extra zero on the sell order and it caused that move and it'll snap right back. Usually the way that you can tell is it snaps right back. But Tesla might be consolidating underneath that 235 or 253.5. And if that's the case, there could be some legitimate selling going on. Like that's what would concern me. So now you're getting a consolidation lower. I think that's kind of confirming the move to the downside. So I mean, to me, short back underneath 253.5. I keep saying 235, which is incorrect, is going to line up. I'm still in Mara. That's bouncing decently, but like I said, the move now on Mara has been very much inside 17.5 to 17.70 for the last hour. So it's at the top of the range. If it doesn't break it out, then you'll wait for it to get back to the bottom and then play that 20-cent range all over again until it stops working on MARA. Bitcoin's still hovering at 65,000, but on the north side. If it loses that, no reload. If it hangs onto it, then yes, reload. I think that's a pretty simple idea. SMCI just curled off of VWAP as well, by the way. So that upward trend on SMCI, hey, it's broken the trend to the downside.
I'm still looking for different scanners here to figure out if there's anything actually doing anything. Okay. One thing right here that just broke, and not just broke, but has been weak. I mean, we've been picking on Google for a couple days. Every time the market's a little bit weaker, we look over here to Google. And right now it's down 0.63, market down 0.73. So as far as relative, these eyelashes here. As far as relative strength and weakness, not really. It's pretty much equal with the market today. But you could see the trend, right? I mean, the futures right now is doing this, nothing, hanging out up top. And Google continues to sort of fade a little bit here. So this would probably be the name here that I'll look at heading into the close a little bit more now. I just need to sometimes find a name that, lines up with something. The only risk about Google here, and I think that this, if the futures really crank to the downside, we're already short the futures right here. So with that position that you can see, Neil's in Mara, I'm in TQQ. Hopefully the board makes sense to everybody out there. At the end, pretty simple today, one position each. But that break right there could spark it. That's 162.30. So breaking through the low of the day, always something to consider for a trade like this, especially if this market gets ramped up again. So let's be careful with it. But right now it's Google looking like it could break. I'd short if we can get back up to here, but that's 162.70 or so. That's where the 50 period is and the 200. So we have a little bit of support if we wind up changing our mind down there or upside on Google. So we can wait for that trade to come in. We're not doing anything with this futures position. We've already talked about it. Now it's time. I will continue to look at the chat. So again, you got to be a subscriber. So hit the like and then subscribe immediately for that one.
About to do it.
And then we will be able to address your questions in the chat. Someone emailed us the other day. I was like, you're unable to participate in the chat. The answer is pretty simple. You just got to hit the subscribe button.
And be sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single notification.
And then, yeah, if you hit the bell icon, you also do not miss a single notification. So do that.
But don't worry, we're here all. The easy thing as well is
bookmark it.
The market's open. The U.S. markets are open. Then we're live. It's that simple. We're not going anywhere. If it's a U.S. holiday, you're not going to find us around here. Canadian Thanksgiving, we'll come in. Not that we have any turkey, but we'll trade the U.S. markets. I feel like, though, we should, when we come in on Canadian Thanksgiving, at least a little bit of cranberry, something. Like you do. I don't know if the caterer, we get the salad, but the caterer sometimes used to give like a bit of a themed Thanksgiving. I don't want to call it a Thanksgiving lunch, but like a themed Thanksgiving lunch. You get some cranberry on. It's like a festive lunch. That's right, Fabian.
Very good, Fabian.
There. That's what I'm trying to think about. But yeah,
Plus
we're always
one.
going to be here. Hit the like for. What's Ramin eating?
What's Ramin eating? I don't know. Probably something real good.
Oh, it's just a salad. Oh, okay. No, I couldn't really tell there. I'm always just kind of curious when someone's eating.
Yeah,
you might have
we know that.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you just talking about?
I want to get Tesla short under 253.5. What was the other thing? Dell does not want anything that's related to 125 as it's about to make another high of the day. Dell's on one right now. Like Dell is the thing as it makes another press into the high of the day. Like it's just silly how strong this one has gone. It's about to break out the top again. I don't like breakouts after 3 o'clock, but like it is what it is. It doesn't want to get down to 125. Now the consolidation's 26, maybe halfway. Dr. J just said PDD. Is this a sell at this point? I actually met Julius Irving in at Sawgrass Mills Mall in Fort Lauderdale many years ago. Really, really cool dude. It was for some reason, I don't remember the movie we were watching. My brother and I came out of a movie, and we're just kind of chilling out, and all of a sudden, this big 6'7" older gentleman walks past. I'm like, yo, Len, that's Dr. J. He's like, who? Because my brother's not into sports. I'm like, Julius Irving, Dr. J. He's like a really famous basketball player. He's like, okay. I'm like, I want to go talk to him.
Orange juice?
Really cool dude.
Yeah, I think if he said the same thing to Obi there, I think we will have to get him next time. Next time he's on him and ask him if he knows who Dr. J is.
I think he...
Nope, he will not.
Dr. J is famous enough that even...
Nope.
No, you don't think so?
Nope. Ramin has no idea who it is.
Okay.
Most people don't, I would think.
That's
okay. You are very old, but that has nothing to do with it. Okay, just real quickly, Rivia Millionaire, you caught
Legend.
me. You are right. If you ever hear me like not speaking, basically, it's because I'm listening to Fabian or to Ramin. So busted on that one.
He's lying. Don't listen to him.
I'm lying. Do not listen to me. Again, they're from... maybe I made that up myself. Maybe I didn't. Okay, we are now reloaded. Right now, we'll see if there is going to be money dropping down on this one. I don't know. We only put a small piece back on. We said we wouldn't necessarily do it. We didn't put on anywhere near so right now we put back on about 20% more of our initial position. So now we'll wait. Again, if this Qs goes, I think we might just start to trend higher into the close. There's really no reason for this market to turn around right now. It had a nice bottom today. Real good, man, at 20,200. We actually talked about, this is why I'll be here to put the trade on. I just think it lines up. And I have to put on trades anyways for myself that I believe lines up, so we'll just do that. There's 20,200. We talked about this level as a breaking spot for a long time, the last couple days, right? This goes back all the way to the beginning of the week. Eventually, we broke up there, and then we held. This is where we went long today. So it came back in right there. We went long and brought it all the way back up. So those were good holds. Now up top, you don't really have anything. There's a smooth move back up to the upside now on the futures, really holding out this 50-period moving average. You are percentage points away from the all-time high on the NASDAQ. We got a great report from Oracle. We got a great report from Micron. We got great talk from Tesla coming through. Yesterday, everyone loved the Meta Connect event as that brings new technology in.
It was pretty amazing.
And starts to, and starts to move the market again. So, there isn't much hate right now.
One.
Plus, you have Apple gone to the upside as well today. So Meta's going to be down fine, but it didn't disappoint yesterday. It actually traded quite well. And then there's Apple today. Again, upside, right? So there's a lot of markets right now that are just hanging out and just straight chilling. I don't see too much underneath now. Maybe Nvidia. We already brought the market down with SMCI, right? So I don't think there's anything wrong with Nvidia. Nvidia is still up today. Unfortunately, just wow, a lot of executions there. All right,
I gotta shout out Vic.
Go ahead, yeah, let's
because
go to Vic.
Where'd it go? See, sometimes I lose it. Well, anyways, Vic Yan Novak. I remember the comment. It was that you just went from down 4K to up $100, which is amazing. I'll tell you right now, when we have red days and anyone on the floor, it's a thing on the floor, or at least it used to be. We used to always talk about it. Gain from the bottom days are some of the most satisfying that you'll ever have as a trader, because what it means, and don't get me wrong, like from point A to point B is point A to point B. If you go from 0 to 4K, if you go from 4K down to even, like it's effectively the same thing. But there's something about, hey, I was getting it wrong, and you were able to sort of, hey, take a step back, do whatever it is that you do, go for a walk, do your Zen, find the right stocks, just whatever your pattern might be, and then get it and climb it back. I think it's a great job there. Everyone loving you in the chat there. Sherry in the chat just said Costco earnings today levels. So first things first, Dell made another break of the high. I bought the dip in front of the prior high, which was right here at about 126.42. I love the number 42. So if it breaks underneath 40, I want to jump out of Dell. But Dell to the upside, it's one of the few things I can see that's making fresh highs right now. I think it's got room to get to 127. It's power hour. It's trending. It's a breakout on the daily. Like I look at this chart, and why not think longs in Dell for the next few days until you get to, well, I mean, at least can get to 130 for sure. But levels on Costco. I mean, the problem with Costco is every single time I've ever pulled up a weekly chart and then said, hey, this is where I want to buy Costco. Spoiler alert, I still don't own Costco. I own a bunch of Walmart, but the weekly chart on Costco is one of the more impressive and beautiful things that you'll ever see. The 50-period moving average, like it's just like it does not even want to get there. You can forget about the 200-period moving average, like all that stuff. Throw it out the window, and a lot of times that makes it really tricky. Oh, I want to go bring my daily chart down. Now it doesn't want to work. All right, whatever. Let's bring the whole thing down. It makes it tricky. On the daily chart, can't sniff the 50-period either. Like you look at the consolidation on this stock, and it's not giving you any of the obvious areas that I like when I'm looking for, like an earnings play, because I like that 50, I like that 200 for sure. Like if it was within range of a stink bit of one of those, I'd be all over that bad boy. But just in terms of the levels on it right now, I mean, you can kind of see on the 15-minute chart, it's got some support, but this support, it's not going to matter this close to it. Like 895, 896, like where it's been buying, that's so tight that it can chew right through that on any kind of a negative report. And then upside resistance at like 925, that's going to be the key. This is a stock, I think you just let it settle. If you like it, you let it settle for a couple of days and you buy it. Because every time I've gotten Q with Costco, it's just resulted in me missing the upward trend. So I'm no longer wanting to get Q with it. I feel like, if it does a dip on the report, I'm probably going to buy the dip, but I have no idea where that is going to be. I'm just going to play it by ear next week because every time I don't swing, you don't get anything on Costco.
Yeah, Costco's been one of those, and again, take a line from Kramer there, hold, don't trade names.
Exactly.
For me, I've been long Costco for a minute. Me and my dad used to go back and forth on that stock between 50 and $100, and he was trying to scalp it, and and eventually you get out of the mall, and then when it rips up, you don't have any left.
George.
I remember that with Microsoft in between like $30 to $50. It was there for like a decade, what it seemed like, and then finally started to go. So that was a good one.
That's why it was Core 4 when I was a trainee, because you had that group of big cap tech names that they chilled in a really good price range for active trading.
Right.
Like it was Microsoft and AMAT and Oracle and
Cisco, maybe?
Cisco. That was the fourth one.
Yeah. Okay. So we just had a little bit of a dip down there, and it's my bad again because we weren't sitting there, but I don't know if I would have got filled anyways. We just made a decent move back into 21 there. The 50 period is at 16. We have to have something there. Like, even though it would only be a dime or 16s, yeah, it would only be like 12, 13 cents there. I don't, these futures are just going to hang out. Like, we're now only a half hour away. We talk all the time about these imbalances coming out, and you don't really want to be in position as these come out. So right here, this is what it is right now. All right, Google's, it's nothing.
Oh god, yeah, well that's
Oh, whatever. They're investing some $3 billion in new data centers in South Carolina. So if you are there,
South
get ready for that. But yeah, no movement there on Google. We'll just hear that with our Benzinga Pro in our ear. So we'll wait for that. MSFT, someone saying a spike. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, as these futures continue to go, yeah, Microsoft does gap up a little bit there. Okay, we can wait. CEO Sundar Pichai of Google, of course, 3.3 billion there invested. So, all right. Yeah, Microsoft doing that little dance there. Is that because it's breaking? Hold on, zoom back out a little bit. Wow, what a busy day for Microsoft. But Microsoft just really falls off the open. That was really disgusting. Immediately down $5. Continue to go a little bit lower. Right now, it's kind of just stuck. Look at this, underneath view up. This might have been the short, man. We're shorting the futures. It's this name that is well underneath. So that could be a trade there as well. So we'll wait to see if there's anything happening for Softy with that nice move down. We're going to wait for these futures. That's really all that I'm looking at right now. I mean, I'm sorry, not sorry, but that's what I have on my mind right now are the futures. So we'll wait. We are bidding some 20s. Hopefully that can come in. Alibaba, we said earlier, what? Not Bab. Alibaba right there. I saw Mateo in the back. This dude's happy. Me and him have been talking about this for a while. Thank you to also Elon there in the chat that was mentioning the swing that we talked about earlier on from the year down here in the low 70s. Well, there you go, man. It's 35, 40% of a winner for you on Alibaba now if you were buying these dips. And again, I didn't buy these dips. We bought them earlier when it was sort of barcoding like this. We talked about it earlier on in the beginning of the year when it was looking like this. That's when we were involved. That dip was a great opportunity. And here's the move back up. To me, it looks like Alibaba is getting extended, obviously, to the upside. And we just took it out, actually, right now. The craziest part about Alibaba today is this. We were long at 104. We liked that 104 break, but we're down a cup of coffee now because breaks, we get out, comes back in, we get out. So that's it, man. We tried the 103.50. That didn't work, and then we're out. And now it just blasts to the upside. Look at it, just sort of support some of that pre-market level right there, 101.75. I didn't think we were going that low, so I probably would have lost holding on to this. But I think it was a nice little move here back to the 200 period. You could see it sort of respected it the whole way, didn't crack it there. I could see you getting stopped out here, but then that retake would have been pretty nice. So yeah, hindsight. That's why I really hate. Like, I love the lessons of the day. I love all of that. I love what we do in the midday. But catching names and doing trades in the wild is completely different than just saying, well, that was a good retracement level. You know, but who has it? So you got to be on those stocks and watching out for them. That's the important thing. That's why scanners are so good. So important is to set your parameters. Once you know what you're trying to trade, it becomes much easier to find it. So, all right, here come the TQQs again. Hopefully we can get a push back in as we're at the highs. So I'm just waiting for the NASDAQ to do something. If we ever get a whisper on any of those imbalance numbers, let us know in the chat. We never really know what they're going to be at the end of the day. So the NASDAQ ones and the New York ones come out at 350. So
and not a lot.
Just kind of sit here waiting.
There's looks before that, and if there was something right now that had an early look imbalance, right now there isn't. Like CMQ, T, I mean HE could be interesting. Visa sell imbalance. If one of the big boys on the New York that we thought would move around a lot was there, we'd let you guys know all about it. Well, I know that symbol. But look, Dell, another 5 minutes, another high. So 126 half to 127 in out. And that's like the reason, like, it's ridiculous. Like, look at the move up in Dell. It's just going, not parabolic's not the right word. It's linear. Like, it's just linear. I remember the days that Palantir would do this when it's on the grind. You know, and it's just, you can see, like, it's kind of like program buying. Like, nothing is out of control. Like, everything is very, very orderly here. Like, no one's getting blown away in any one moment, but it's just grinding higher and higher. When it does this, to me, it's just buy the next available dip, or like buy a consolidation, or when it breaks a high, like does a high pullback. If it breaks a high and then pulls back and holds a prior high, those are two places to enter. So like consolidation didn't happen where I was looking for it. I kind of thought it would pull back into the prior high. Again, it didn't quite get there, but this time when it made the break, this went 126.53 into 127.90 something, and it's 127 is the high. Dell's up 5.5% and is doing a fantastic job to the upside. I just saw in the Bears versus Bulls in the chat was saying someone was interested in Marvell. So I feel like Marvell we usually trade on earnings day, and then a couple of days after earnings, or maybe when there's something big happening in the chips and Marvell, for some reason, is making an outsized move that looks tradable. Where's my daily there? Anyways, I can go to the 15-minute. Now, right now, as you're going to be able to see with this chart, Marvell is a hot mess on the 15-minute chart. I know last week I probably had this support like at 71.5, and then you had this nice clean top there at 76, but then look at what it's done with that. Like it says, who cares? $70 is good. I guess today it reestablished that 71.50, but that's more like a fluke than anything else, like whatever. That was last week's support, and then all of a sudden it just randomly holds today. But yeah, $76 is the big level on Marvell, but it's a kind of a messy chop. There's times when Marvell is clean and better to trade. I'm not really seeing it as one of them right now. And look at the daily chart as well on Marvell. I don't know what would you guys do with this? I guess buy 70s, sell 78s. Not much going on with MRVL. And they're always late in the earnings cycle. So wait a minute. Oh, that's right. They report. They still haven't reported. That's why it's not doing anything. They don't report till the 29th. There you go. So yeah, let's wait for these guys to report.
Monday? What did they?
Wait a minute. No.
29th.
No, they already reported on this one. They don't report until they were late, so they just reported late last month. So they're going to be like really late in the cycle. So since then, it's doing nothing. So maybe the rest of the chip space has to make a move because this is the barcode central. Look at the daily chart. Like this daily chart is about as boring as it gets on this stock.
Yeah, I feel you in those comments over there about your wife went to Costco. And yeah, I'm not too bullish when that happens either in our household, but we get a lot of good deals, man. There's a lot of good deals there at Costco. So watch out for that. Okay, so right now, I mean, you pay a membership price. You pay a membership fee. All right, so here goes Nvidia. Under my breath, I was just like, basically forget about this. Like, if you break VWAP right now on Nvidia, look at it going. Look at this stock going. I mean, it's up $1 right here just in the last 20 to 30 minutes. A huge move upside right now for Nvidia. We're short the market, so I understand that that's going to be slippery slopey for me. But yeah, I want to take that break. And that break is going to be, how come it doesn't show VWAP there? There it is. So that break of VWAP, I think, is a decent one, man. Break of 60s. Let's give it a little bit more than that, like 65, 66, 67. If we can break that, then let's go on Nvidia. We're going to just try it. The momentum is very, very strong with this one. Naturally, y'all can see that. Okay, we did take some more cues up here just because we were 10 cents away from getting stopped out. And it's kind of like lulling me to sleep. We don't necessarily want to be all over this when it's doing this, but again, we'll just wait to see. VWAP, if Nvidia can resist that VWAP, which it looks like it wants to do, maybe we do get a pull back in, and here comes the futures right now. So now we're back into the money on it. Let's put a bid at 24. We are also bidding 21s right now as the 50 period. Did we just get it? There it is. Did we get 21s as well there? Yes, we did right there. Good job there, Sean, getting that. So we will now pat ourselves on the back for that reload, and now watch out because the futures are coming back in and our net is coming back up. So good trading here by going short. Give me that 17s, baby. That's a lucky number. Maybe not. We'll wait for that now, but there it is. We'll go to the downside. You talked about Wendell Clark signed jersey yesterday with Ryan Faluna. Of course, he is number 17. All right, bring it. There it is. Give it. Bring it on down to 17s, right now. We get that, Phil? No, we did not. But we're still sitting there. Again, to miss by a penny, that's day traders sorrows. But there it is right there. Nice move to the downside. Yes, sir. We will keep on ringing that register right now as the market trying to go back upside for us. So downside, sorry. Net going up, market going down. We'll continue that short right now. So good little reloads here. It's not a super sexy trade, but doesn't necessarily have to be. We're bidding 12s. Then if we get a drip, then we're even laughing even more. So far, so good here on this market. Let's let it go, man. There it is. We talked about options with Joe. Different topics here. We have a crypto moment. We have Satya with crypto as well. And now we got futures trading here. So let's just keep on going there. Neil's in something I can't see.
I'm about to go short.
On.
Oh, well, I reloaded Mara off of that 50 level. It's at 51 by 52, but like it bounced off of VWAP. Intel consolidating underneath 2390, but Dell in that channel that has been holding to the upside this whole way, it's threatening a mean reversion here on Dell. So it's been churning to the upside. This would be the most significant, since it made this kind of sturdy move in, this would be the most significant curl. Now, want to look to the short here, but this is not one of those situations short to the high of the day. This is a short till it regains right up here at about 80, so 80 to 85. Not necessarily to the high of the day at that 27 level. So I'd like to see, as it's going to try to bounce back through, you have the big down candle. I'd like to see that it fail back underneath this trend. And if it does that, because every time it's tried, you see it like tries to go down, there's been a few times, it just bounces right back. It needs to consolidate underneath to set that one up. Intel, just to quickly show you, right? NASDAQ to New York to NASDAQ. Intel with the consolidation here underneath that 24 resistance. Look, what's weird about it is all morning long, I was like, hey, Intel, let's get back above 24 so we can go long. And it just never did. And then eventually it got down to that 23.30 bottom from yesterday in the breakout trade. But look at what it's doing underneath 24 here. So if it's not going to break out, this is 23.94 is actual, 93.94 is the high. Then I want to be short in here back into VWAP. What do we have here? Super chat. Thank you, David, for the super chat. DJT to 0 by February. Didn't mean to tease the accent yesterday. It's all in good fun. If us Canadians have a funny accent, then have at it. Great friend, married an Oilers fan, and we talk shiz. Consolidate poutine fries, boys. Nothing like some good poutine. Good Canadian fare there, as always. DJT probably not going to 0. I mean, if you look at it, I forget what the revenue was, but like the revenue on DJT was hundreds of thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. And what's the market cap on this thing? I don't know it offhand, but where's the market? 2.8 billion. So I'm not going to waste my time doing that math, but that's the reason that you have a bunch of people thinking this could go to like 0, and they throw stuff out there like that. So yeah, it's still trending to the downside. It's still a short till it's not. I did try it on a lower high. Probably not the best entry, but the big short level is 1440 right now. I think you have to wait for this or just a resumption of breaking lows, which it's not really breaking lows the last couple of days. Like it's inside the range 14.4 to 13.5. Until it does something outside of that range, I think you kind of sit still and wait around for it. Mara, the third reload, and we do not hold on. So we've been getting at 48, 50, and then 48, and it does not hold on. So early on, this is the trade that I feel like I shouldn't have had. This is the trade that in the moment I liked the most, but in the moment was the wrong one because it was a trend reversal trade. And I was going long into it on MARA. But here we're able to scalp it a couple of times. I'm into Intel, was giving you the reasoning there. And it's also Dell, which is setting up its own trend reversal. But as I said, here, draw that trend line back and actually save it. It's trying to break down, but it's not holding underneath the trend. Like you're seeing buying off the trend line instead of selling underneath. If they're selling underneath, go short. If they're still buying, then it's still a long apparently.
Yeah, this has just been, I mean, again, thank you everybody for watching. It's been one of those markets here where not much happening in the afternoon. I mean, I wish to tell you there was more going on, but we can always check out some stocks that are moving. What about Boeing? That's been going recently. Some new, still doesn't look like it. 155. I was going to say it's been around 155. Look at this daily chart right here. Pretty consolidating to the downside. Looks like it wants to break lower. Momentum's down. We keep on making lower highs. Right there, right there, right there. I guess right here at 162. As we continue to follow it, probably a better chart for something like this would be like a weekly chart because the daily just continues to be crushed. And I mean, even here, up 1.6% is real nice. But look at this move. I don't know. Maybe there was news midday on Boeing from 153, or it just caught that bid.
I was just about to check that because
caught that bid. Now you're breaking below. So look at all these lines, man. There's the 50 period breakdown. You would have had a good out there. If you would have played the cross on the 50 period, you might have still been in this right now. So that could be something. But there's the push down now, breaking through VWAP. We can always wait to see what's happening here with Boeing. But it looks like it is trying to make that move back in now. So that's that. But my only concern is still with the futures. And I just want to tell everybody, if you're just joining us for the first time right now, hi, it's Sean, and it's me. We are waiting to see if anything is going on with the futures. I mean, we've gotten some out here on the 50-period moving average. We're playing with house money. We will not be down on this position if it does break above 50. That's our spot right now. We did reload every time. We kept getting it out. But again, after doing something called math, we are going to wait now and see if that breaker does happen. I just don't want to be averaged in all the way up in case the market does decide to take out this little top right here. We're just going short. We had bad SMCI news. We don't have many earnings tonight. We have Costco. And again, you know, people want us to make predictions about things. And I mean, if you were going to say that Micron was going to blow out earnings yesterday, then my hat's off to you. I mean, you could always say up or down on a stock. The implied move for Costco, this is just based on the options market and what's been showing, is 7%. So, or was it 7% or was it 4%? I feel like 7's too much. It's 4. Right, so 4% for Costco. So a $900 name, you know, 4%, give it $40, something like that there. So, you know, definitely could be a play coming in at some point here for Costco today. So we'll wait and see if we get any love for that name. But I would like a dip buy. I think it's worth buying. I heard Joe talk about this on the midday show as well. You know, any drip into the 50-period moving average on a name like Costco, I really like that. It really gets going. I mean, you might think that like some of these names only have upside with respect, with respect to technology stocks, but Caterpillar, Deere, Costco, Walmart, Brendan brought to our attention today, Carnival Cruise and some of those RCL. So, you know, there's so many names, not energy names, but so many names that continue to climb to highs. Home Depot is another one, right? I mean, Costco just hovering around, feels like it wants to do something right now. I would say go for it, Costco, if you have a chance. And I think we could break this 920. It could be a big day for Costco. We'll hear if they, I know Brendan talked about this the other day as well. They've increased memberships now. So we'll see about that revenue, how sticky membership pricing is.
Well, you're not getting rid of yours, so.
Getting rid of mine? No,
exactly.
No.
But I mean, is it?
We're not getting rid of it.
Didn't they?
I want to see how sticky it is. So have they had too many cuts? Have people sort of pulled back on that? Because I know that we've seen very specific retail names get hit as the shift is over to a Walmart and to a Costco. So again, you still have to pay the 180 or not 180. What is it? 130? I think
it's that the dollar names, except for the one here in Canada.
Well, that's right. Dollar Tree, Dollar
General have been down. What's crazy is here in Canada, in Canada, Dollarama has been flying. Like it's very strange because Dollar Tree and Dollar General, like yours in the States, are getting crushed. But just Caterpillar. I mean, Caterpillar's been an absolute beast. Been breaking out. I love Caterpillar. I know I'm pretty sure Shreve got in this is the same place when it just recently bounced off to 50 on the weekly chart there. Look, Intel, the consolidation broke the high, so we're in, we're out. It does not hold on. I'm kind of hoping we get another shot at 23.30 on this stock. I can want it to go back down there, but when I look at Intel here, it's got the classic bottom, like destroyed stock that's been now climbing, or I go back to the daily so you can see, there's the double bottom at 1860. So the context for this level out in the wild is that's the same double bottom you saw on the daily, the higher low, then you make the same double top, you break it out, then top turns into support again. All you got to do is take out the top and then rinse and repeat for an up move over in Intel. I think that's a good one. Apparently GameStop just had a bit of a volume spike in, oh no, again, level 2 just crashed. GameStop just had a bit of a spike just now, and I saw some people in the chat talking about it. I didn't hear anything on the news on Benzinga, but GME, I mean, it's not a huge move. It's like a 1% move, but yeah, like it just did this. That's not a huge amount of volume, nor is it that big. 30 cents is pretty good on a $22 stock, but it's not really screaming. Good volume, think worth keeping an eye on, but there's only 20 minutes to go in the day. That's the other thing. Here, we're getting close to those imbalances where generally, if something doesn't set up like really quick, then I wait till 350 to see if we get a trading opportunity. And it might be nothing on the imbalance. You know, there's nothing wrong with like sitting on the hands there. Dell's not really giving that mean reversion trade that I was looking for. It could, but it's still pretty strong. I think when you're going against the grain on something, hey, I actually did it right this time. You want to make sure it sets up. So it's holding the high at 27, but I'm not really getting the selling action underneath the trend line. Like it's hugging the trend line still until it's breaking down under. There's no short, and we're running out of time.
Yeah, we, let's go again. I mean, I feel so stupid hitting this, but we took a 22 fill there on the TQQ, just like trying to put a little bit more in our pocket as the futures just do this dance and do absolutely nothing. So that was Costco there today. Nothing from the cat. It says proper paradox there. So obviously meaning roaring kitty, not posting anything up right now. So we'll wait if there is any movement there on GME. Neil just talked about it. I'll keep it up or keep it on our mind anyways, as we'll watch out for that. Did AMC do anything? 450. I can't remember where this has been. 450. No, not much. It's
always at
move
450.
upside for sure there tonight. Today, did Starbucks? How close did Starbucks get to 100? That would 97.50. Still not too bad. Okay, I like that. Good hold there on the 50 period. Or sorry, on VWAP plus right now at the 50 period for Walmart. But look at this. Wow. Again, this is what I talk about teaching and doing and you know, you just look back at this. Look, that's VWAP. We like VWAP. That's VWAP again. That's VWAP again. That's VWAP again. Oh boy, just continued being great fades off of volume weighted average price. So there it goes again. You don't need an anchor to do this. You don't need anything. You just need basic software that will calculate the volume weighted average price. And look at this, bounce, 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 bounce. So yeah, it could be something there.
Clean as it gets.
Just hearing BlackBerry is still going. The thing about BlackBerry is going to be
kind of.
I didn't think, and we had thought about this a couple times about short floats and whatnot, but I didn't think, okay, there's Rocket Lab. Yesterday, someone asked me about Rocket Lab and what I thought about that one. Oh no, this is going to be frozen now. Did I just, now I can't. Okay, RKLB. Just want to see what that's doing today. Looks like only up 1%, so not much. BlackBerry right now, I want to check the short float. Right, exactly, only 5%. So please don't play this for a short move or anything like that. It's only down an amazing 30% since January, while every other stock, not every other stock, but many other names are pumping to the upside. So BlackBerry right now, bless you. It's not even like it's getting that big of a bump, but up 6% heading into earnings. And looky right there, BlackBerry, 260 a top. So if you're looking for something, it would be BlackBerry to break out tonight. Someone might have a whisper number on something, and that's just like people think they know something, whether or not they do or not. There's BlackBerry implied move of 11%. Last time was 11, this time 11. So we'll wait to see here for BlackBerry. Super exciting movements coming for BlackBerry.
What's that?
I can zoom in. Yeah, there's nothing else today. It's just Costco aftermarket, Vail, BlackBerry, and Scholastic coming out again aftermarket tonight. So join me with Danielle Shea, and we'll figure all of that out. But there's the Nvidia daily chart, means nothing. All right, we'll keep going. I did have that breaker on Nvidia to the upside there, and look what it did. Does not. It turns completely around from that level. So again, we identify the right level, but it doesn't look like we'll take that breakout trade right now. It's 343. The futures need to start to do something pronto, or we might not get into anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's it's still basically the same sideways range. I have eyes on Dell for that reversion, but it's now 343. No, unchanged on the imbalance locator for early looks. Still CNQ, AT&T, and Suncor and Visa. Like it's just the same four names, 3 buys, and Visa's a sell of 1 million. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, U.S. Steel, who cares? That's really not that significant. It's only 600,000 shares anyways. Valet's there for a sell, but oh yeah, they're dual listed. Like I don't care how big an imbalance comes in Vale. The way that the auction works in Brazil is funky. So, you know, it can come out any size in New York, but it doesn't matter because it's what happens over in Brazil for a name like that. Okay, here comes some actual selling on Dell underneath the trend. Okay, so it's trying to go. I'm going to try and pick some up. If it breaks back above the high, it's an easy out. Dell going for the mean reversion. I mean, it's also possible that this could come out with a buy imbalance, so I'm going to have a stop order blocked and loaded. There was a trader, and I think it was SOS in the chat. And it's not to call them out. They put it in the chat this morning that was mentioning that they happened to be in SMCI when that news hit without a stop. And I'm only... Look, I'd been there before. Like, I was live on the show during Morgan Stanley earnings, I think it was. And then they had, oops, I just typed SOS instead of SMCI. And I was trading in, I'm pretty sure it was Morgan Stanley. It was during the morning. The earnings call was going on. And it ran through my level. And my stop order did not it executed, but it didn't actually get a fill because there was liquidity vacuum during the earnings call. So I got trapped in a nasty move, and it happened. But having a stop order at all times to protect you, because this was a strong stock going up, and there's all the reason in the world why you would have said this is a long, right? Like, it was breaking higher. Certainly, if you were in the money here, it was still above the breakout price, at least supporting it. So you had dip buys at 470. But, like, if you were protected with a 470 or just a low of the day stop, like, it does wonders having it in there. I always advocate trading with stop orders. Like, before I even got into position in Dell just now, I had to stop back through this 127 high. So no matter what, if it breaks the even dollar, I'm out of this thing. And that's just, it gives you that peace of mind when you're trading. Intel's trying to go to the upside, apparently. Yeah, I was in that one, and it's starting to go up there. I think Intel is looking like a pretty good long. I just don't want to get into it. The reason Dell is just look at the nice trend to the upside, and now you're getting a mean reversion. So I think it can get down to 126 if this market decides to cooperate. Waited for it to break that trend. It's really a line of best fit, but usually I don't want to just see it, like when you've had that line of best fit, I don't want to see it just kind of tank and break the line by a little bit. I want to see some actual selling underneath. Like, there's a big difference between this down candle that tags it and bounces and then rides back along, and this candle which breaks it underneath. That's an entry to me. This is never, like, that's a trap entry if you ever take it. I'd rather lose on the entry where it's confirming underneath. So that's what we're doing over there in Dell. Carvana apparently breaking out. Don't tell me it's a Carvana kind of day too. We just had GameStop on everybody's mind, and CVNA's on the New York. On the drop down here, what are we doing here? Yeah, we're breaking out the highs on Carvana. It was CarMax that reported and got dumped today, and then did a huge V-shaped recovery on CarMax. CVNA, kind of a bounce as well, like a red to green story on Carvana, so it's definitely making a bit of a move. You always like these run stops on squeeze names in either direction, like run stops underneath and then go, or just break out tops and start squeezing. But Carvana, a long way away from squeezing, $6 from the local high. But a good V-shaped recovery today, at least. It went from red to green, which is a lot more than a few stocks can say today.
Not expecting much here on the imbalances, as we talked about that a little bit there. And we'll talk about it every day. We'll wait to see. These are all from 9:30. In a couple minutes, they will be loaded up again, and we'll be able to see what is hitting for tonight. So we'll close that for now. Tesla on the way. I thought down, but not really. Stops at 353 there, so that's kind of a pause right there for that. Nvidia hanging out right now, not doing too much. Let's check out on Apple quickly to see if there's anything going on there. Yo, what's up, Trade the Pool guy? On the bottom there. Yo,
Hey.
bang, bang. All right.
The wink and the gun.
Right there, yes, sir. All right, Apple making a move down now, finally. It looks like the futures might want to go, which would be very, very good for us here, as we've talked about our futures position now, and it looks like it might be a good one, so we'll wait to see here if we can get some love in this. If the market tanks, we'll be there. We are bidding 12s, we're bidding O's. Maybe we get a push down, maybe we do not. But for right now, it is the TQQs trying to hold out for this short right now. So maybe it'll come back in for us. That's that play. We wait for Costco into tonight. Again, we'll see if there's any movement right now. As if not doing anything is Costco. Puff, puff, pass. Micron with a big report last night. You had Neil on the show last night with that report. Was a big one. It came like we had it. I was still sitting here. That came out relatively early. 111 right there. So not bad level for Micron, 111. We'll see if we can break above that as well. But now we only have 45 seconds left until the imbalances come out, and we'll be able to see what we're doing with those. So, yeah, just a matter of minutes now. Amazon just had a little bit of a story. I heard in my ear, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah. Right there. I actually really like that break right there as well. Remember we had yesterday, we had an Amazon break that we liked at this time of day, but the imbalances sort of
They throw
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my bid's are already out here. My offer's already out. We sort of talked about where we're getting out. If this does go against us, it will be the TQQ, so we'll wait to see about that one right now. But here we go, man. Only 15 seconds. You can stay here if you want. I'll have it up, and then we'll have a quick look. So there's a TQQ. We will click on immediately any name that I see one way or the other. I am expecting to get either the bid or the offer at 1 second. It doesn't look like anything. The NASDAQ does nothing. It looks like Apple, we said we'd look at that for a quick little sell, 1.4 million shares. It's done 25 million today.
Nothing.
So not a big pause for concern there. That's a sell. Cisco's a buy, Kenvue. I mean, there's Nvidia, so a name that, again, a sell, but you would think that that would start this cascading downside. Futures not doing anything right now. We do not get that bid. Let's put a bid at 22 again. We're waiting for lower on this. Hopefully we can get it. I don't know if we will right now, but that's what we're waiting for. Futures to push down. I'm bidding 22s. We're bidding 12s. We're bidding O's, but it doesn't look, there you go. We missed the 22, but we'll see. Not much happening, man. Apple trying to hold out hope here for a nice little bounce, but sell imbalance there. Yeah. Not seeing much, man.
Like, I just jumped out of Dell. Like, when the imbalances came out, Dell was kind of, I didn't even see Dell on the imbalances, to be honest with you, but it was cruising to the downside after that trend reversal. And then at 350, this happened. So whether it was a buy imbalance or not, at that point, I'm always going to tighten up to stop. And if it just starts breaking against me in the last 10 minutes, I'm not going to hold it to that high of the day. As Sean already mentioned, it's Apple that's a sell imbalance. You said Kenvue. Nvidia is a sell of just under 1 million. To the down, well, obviously. Intel is a buy of 750,000, so it's pretty mixed overall. But as far as I'm concerned, when you take a trade in front of it, like this reversion, it should start working right away. And if at 350 it goes against me, then at 350 I'm just going to get out at the local high. So we're going to jump out of Dell, which is up 5.5%. I think, despite the fact went for the mean reversion trade, I still believe this is a good-looking long opportunity for some trend continuation. Dell blowing out the top when SMCI took out the bottom. I think that speaks volumes for what's going well here for them. Right there was Salier Gazan. Sorry if I got that wrong in the chat there, but you just said 130 is next on Dell. I 100% agree. I think we're headed to 130 on Dell. The daily chart's telling you that. The relative strength is telling you that in Dell. The way it's getting bought up here today, I think certainly bodes well for that as well.
All right. Bang, bang. I shot the sheriff. Yeah. So there it is, man. Don't ask questions. The deputy is still around. That's the problem.
The whole point is you don't shoot the deputy fake.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. I'm trying to just get out of this position. So it's going to be a good one. Let's just go chicken dinner winner. We've been sitting here. We made back about a third of what we were down, maybe, just doing this on the futures here. So far, so good. We're bidding 06s. We talked about that. We were bidding 12s. We got that. We got 15s. Now we're bidding 06s. Let's see if that continuation move back into the downside can happen. Give me those 06s right now. We'll see if we can get it. Remember, this will move triple whatever the futures are moving right now. So that's going to be something to watch out for as we concern ourselves with more movements here into the close. So just hitting some keys here, trying to get some orders all set up. I might put another bid right now at 10s. Let's just at 11. Sorry, let's do that. There it is. So we get it now. Not much else happening right here for me. Just kind of resting out. We do have that bid at 06. We talked about that. Hopefully that will come in and fill us up. Other than that, we can go back and look at the imbalance locator, see if there is anything. See if Costco moved at all into the close. Sometimes we try to watch out for this and see if there is going to be something about some of the movements here into the close on some of these names. But for right now, Costco makes a move down. The whole market kind of flushed a little bit. I don't think it's Costco specific by any stretch of the imagination, but there it is. We do get it now, so we get that 06 fill. So that was a good one, and the futures are pulling back in there. There's new holdings. We had that trade a while ago. Apple's still staying sell, so we'll have to see now if Apple can hold that bid or not. Maybe more downside flushes, but there it is, man. Now 40 handles or so in the money off the top. Let's see if we get even more of a flush on Apple.
Yeah, now Dell goes. I knew there was a stock all afternoon, and thank you in the chat for Chip Greenside 24 for asking about AMD. I knew there was something we were forgetting to look at. AMD is also very strong. So we were just talking about Dell's relative strength. You can throw the same look on AMD. It broke out. It's holding some highs in here. Like, it's going to close not at the high of the day, but very, very darn close to it, up 3.5% plus. So when a lot of other names went down with, down with this SMCI and to a certain extent Nvidia, this one managed to hold the highs. It's still in breakout mode above the 50-period moving average, and this one doesn't have resistance until like 75.80. So a good look over there on AMD. It is what it is. But yeah, now Dell decides it wants to break that trend and really start heading to the downside. Looks like he just had to retest 127, but I got out essentially flat when it broke back above break even. In the last few minutes of the day, you don't have that much time for it to work. And if it's kind of like a gimmicky trying to reversal into 350, well, if at 350 it goes up, I get out. But Dell, I still think it's a strong stock. But let's not forget AMD, I think rightfully so, and shout out to everyone in the chat that's bringing it up. It's definitely another stock which is bucking this trend. On a day like today, what's closing at the highs, what was trending up that manages to hold on to it, I think that's going to be here. You're going to have Costco after the bell. That's the biggie. On the off chance that BlackBerry does something, maybe you'll talk about that as well. I'm suggesting it's probably not going to, but also don't forget, we've got Danielle Shea. It was a great job today with Joe talking some options. You're going to get another shot there with Sean and Danielle after the market today for the market recap show. So it's going to be a good one. We always love having. All of our guests are fantastic. But we have to enjoy Danielle while she's still able to be on the show, right? Because when the baby arrives, then we lose her for a little bit. So make sure you get your questions in the chat. And if you want to get your questions in the chat, you have to be a subscriber. So if you want to engage with us, talk a little stock here and there, engage with the community, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like, and ring the bell. Hit that bell to make sure you're notified when we're on. But we're always on. That's always a key one. See, I got it there, Fabian. You didn't have to tell me in the air that they also ring the bell. There you go. Hit the like. That's that one. And then the bell's right there.
Make sure you hit the bell and do not miss a single notification as well there. So thank you, Fabian, for that. He's always telling us.
He's on point, man.
In case we forget. So thank you for that one, Fabian. The Chilean nightmare, as Sharif has
I haven't had chili in a while.
Coined him. Okay. All right. So we're still short at 35. I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to get too much action here on the downside. I mean, look, it's a big trade. I mean, we're short in the futures. It works. So, yeah, we'll take it right now. We'll be happy to do that for you and for everybody else as well right there. So we put that short in. We just take another piece out there at 11s. We now have 10% left of this. I was still waiting for 91s. I don't think we're going to get that. We're bidding now 73, and we'll see if we can get that one coming back in for us. But again, what was a decent day trading? I mean, it really was the SMCI show. We'll talk about this more on the after show as well. So make sure you do join us, of course. But yeah, that was just puke city there in the middle of the day. A bunch of halts, as you guys can see there. Just not really that well traded to the downside. I mean, I don't know if you re-shorted it on that halt, that's great. Right here again on the second halt would have been fine. Third halt, reopens down here. So whether or not you're able to get that long, that would have been the case there. Trying to average into it down here at 357, probably not a good look. That broke down to 387. That breaks down to 375. That looks like that will be the bottom. So we'll see tomorrow if SMCI can hold that 370.
SSR.
Yeah, it's SSR too. So we'll see if it can hold that 375 bottom into tomorrow. But yeah, 358. Looks like we won't be able to clear out too much of, well, we only have 10% left. Let's take a piece out right now. See if we get a 21. No, we do not. I might just punch this all out now as it goes back up. So there it is. We'll punch out 25s, end our trade there. Was a pretty good one on the TQs to end the day. We got some good outs, man. 73, 73.40. Sorry, 73.40 was our reload. 73.0, 73.10. Good trading there to close out. But yeah, overall pretty good. We'll be down what we were up yesterday, which is never good. Disney, Google, Costco, Micron. Look at that big size there on the TQs. You don't see that too often there. So 30s, there's something there. But if you want to see it, it'll just rip through that. Just a quick look on Costco.
Yeah, someone just trying to get a close. They probably really want that fill at the close.
All right, and then just a quick check on Micron to see what's happening. So it does bounce off. Oh, that 111, we talked about that level. Nice drip down there for Micron. Okay, I'm out of here with only 1 minute left. We'll see who rings that bell.
Less than 1 minute to go, everybody. I just want to remind, SMCI being down that 10%, the last time, and it was on that short seller report, that they had that big 10% down move. The next day, it was a great series of SSR bounces. It was 2 or 3 of them at the open, where it was short sell restricted, and you had some pretty clean bounces off the pre-market low. So we'll probably look for a little bit of that tomorrow morning on SMCI. I'm pretty sure that's literally the last time I traded it. Was after it was the SSR bouncing. And it wasn't a big move on the day, but it was good opportunities in the first 15 to 20 minutes before it broke down again. But you know what time it is? We got to get the bell. Brought to you by Firefly Neurosciences, revolutionizing brain health. And in 3, 2, or 1, ring it, Ramin. Big shout out and thank you to Ramin for ringing the bell. Shout out to Firefly as well for being a sponsor here on the show. It was a wild one today. It was an SMCI kind of day. Stole the headlines out of nowhere. This is the best thing about the market. You never know what you're going to get. You know, we were cruising to the upside. Like, you had lots of great longs early, and then this happened. So SMCI down 12%, even after bouncing $30, still down 12% on the session is SMCI. So we'll have to watch out for this one tomorrow. It's probably going to be wild. We're going to have Costco as well after the bell here. Got a shout out to Fabian and Ramin on the 1s and 2s, and give a big, big, big shout out on the midday. There's Fabian. I don't know where Ramin went. She's over there somewhere, I'm pretty sure. We have Andre, who is still hard at work. He never leaves his desk. It's absolutely insane, the work ethic there. But big shout out on the midday to Joe joining Sharif and talking options with you guys. I think he did a fantastic job. That's what we're trying to do, give you guys some new content every single day. But you still have Costco earnings and BlackBerry. We'll see what happens with them, Scholastic. But the big deal, I think, is addition to that, we're going to have Danielle Shea joining Sean at the desk for the market recap, which starts about now as Costco still waiting those earnings. Let's go to the desk.
Yeah, we're ready over here. We're going to switch over the chart route to a 1-minute chart for a 15 to 1-minute chart. Thank you so much for joining. This is just copper right here. We're looking at that up 5% today. And you know what? As China goes, a lot of these metal names are going to continue to go as well. So we had a big day today for K-Web, of course, the Chinese internet names really rallying there. Some extra stimulus coming through and just flat out saying we're buying stocks. So we'll see if we can start to come in and start to support. We talked about the 2 or 3 trillion yuan. It's about 300 billion US dollars of stimulus package instituted there over in China. So we can flip it over. I do have it in my ear right now for Costco. We'll see when they come through. Danielle's been talking all about that, so we will wait to see what's going on. But there's K-Web. Look at this breakout, man. I talked to the guys in the algo room today. They were loving some of these Chinese names. Just look at these gaps. Like, this is not normal for an ETF. 27 to 30 to 33. These are daily gaps right now on the K-Web. But let's just have a quick look at it on a weekly. Sometimes we don't look at this enough and give enough credit to the move that can still happen. I mean, on a weekly chart, we are nowhere near anything for K-Web. You got to get back upside right now on this. Finally trying to break out. You still have that top right here of $32. We're looking for that. RSI well extended now, but naturally an extended RSI when you get a bump up in an ETF of 12%. SMH today sort of says, you know what? Let's not worry too much about SMCIs. It's not a huge holding in many indexes. We wait for that reverse split, not reverse split, for that split to start. Imagine a reverse split, for that split to start to come through. Can't remember the date exactly if that is. It October 6th or something for SMCI. You guys in the chat probably know that a little bit better. But the SMH right now, above the 50 period, above the 200. Look at this. We want to buy stocks that drip down into the 200 period moving average, especially ETFs that we believe in. You know which one that we believe in for sure? We're waiting for it to break higher. It hasn't done that yet. It is XBI. I really like this name, still looking to break through that 104. We have an alert set for when that does happen. I just filled up yesterday, womp, 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 or 2 days ago. I thought it was pretty good gas price, $138 a liter right now. But USO today, downside push again, as we still question supply. And you know what? If it's going to be strong in China, then I love oil. But the problem is China's not strong. You have to remember why China's bouncing up right now. It's the stimulus packages. Why are they stimulating the economy? Is because we've had some bad numbers from them recently. Housing numbers down, consumer confidence in China down, youth employment, unemployment up, employment down for China. So oil, still a little bit of a problem as we'll wait to see about manufacturing over there in China. We'll get some more numbers. Maybe if I say China anymore, then it will start to go back up. All right, UNG, that's a name that has a lot of traders' interest recently. That's pulling back in as well. So what was weak today? In what was an up market pretty much across the board, it looks like oil and energy, the weak names. Real estate down a little bit, down 1% today. XLRE, that's the real estate sector fund. That that is downside there today. You know what? I mean, I feel like we already know what's good with Fed rates. So let me just refresh this right now and get a good look. Manage credit risks. We will do that. This is for next time. So right now, we're talking about a 50-50. Are we either going to go a quarter point? Just make sure this is for the right date. Right, November meeting right now is 50-50. Are we going to get 25 basis points or are we going to get 50 basis points? We got 50 last time. That was a little unexpected, I believe, from the Fed. Remember, days heading into it, it was about 60-40. So the market nailed the rate cut, but right now it is wondering what's going to happen. But we definitely get a rate cut coming up in November. It's a matter of a quarter or 50 basis point. The real estate market heading to the downside right now. We can check out names like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They're not doing too much again. Those were big movers back in 2018 and even 2012 and so on, when we had some big moves in the housing market. IBB, XB, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that catches my eye. Brendan had a great call this morning on cruise lines, but look at this. Jets ETF going upside, man. That is airlines right now. They are feeling good about themselves because you know what? Let's just sort of reverse engineer this. If oil's going down and energy's going down, one of the biggest expenses for airlines, of course, is energy and the cost of fuel. So they're hedged for this, but it's nice to see USO bouncing to the downside for anybody investing in airlines. My favorite's been LUV Southwest for more of the domestic kinds right there, not moving too much around. All right, so I still have the chat up. So if anybody's here in the chat, shout out to you guys. I'm still here. If Costco comes through, we will drop that to you ASAP. Right now, Costco hovering at highs. Good name. I like the name. Neil pointed out to me today that Walmart was suffering a little bit today. It was down 2%. See what I mean? Walmart downside push into $80 today. We'll see if it can continue to hold that level. I still like this stock. Walmart has to be in play as we wait for Costco. The Benzinga Pro platform is right here, and we still have it zoomed in from last time. There's SMCI. So we can have a quick look at that. For those of you that were wondering what was going on with SMCI, let's have a quick little look. SMCI was DOJ. There, I believe, today, investigating a whistleblower claim, questioning some of the numbers, some of the sales, and some of the forecasts. So we'll have to wait to see if SMCI can save the day by holding 390. We had a great relief rally today. I was like, oh man, we're going long Nvidia. We're going long all the chip names. Why? Because Super Micro, Micron, we're looking at Super Micro. Micron saved the day with earnings today, up 15%. Wow, that was a nice move there for Micron. So we were like, let's go on everything else. We have Costco coming out. I just heard in 15 minutes. Maybe it's going to be a delayed move there for Costco as those earnings may be coming out at 420. So we'll wait for that. As soon as they hit the line, we'll hit that. They're expecting $5.08 of earnings. Costco, the minute that hits, I'll have that number. But 508, that's the expected number on Costco. Micron today, not a great day. It had its best prints early. It had its best prints in the pre-market, actually, Micron. So there's the move yesterday in the post-market. Takes down that $95 and does not look back. You can't hit any of those longs, man. I mean, the way the market sort of dries up there in the after hours, obviously, you're going to have to pay up. Don't use market orders. Be very, very careful. But look at that. It had its best moments in the pre-market, sold off all day. It gets that SMCI news. And this is what we're talking about. 1 halt, 2 halts, 3 halts, 4. I believe we had 4 halts on SMCI today. Let me put this up to you to a 1-minute chart. So Nvidia was cruising. I felt pretty comfortable with everything making the right moves. And then this happened, right? It brought down the whole sector. It brought down the whole NASDAQ, quite frankly. Look at QQQs right here. Look what it did. You know, I'm going to do a 2-minute chart so I don't have to keep zooming back out. Let's go 3 minutes. Look at the NASDAQ. It started moving down, and that's where I felt a little bit stubborn of always trying to chase those bids or chase those asks by buying it. But at the same time, there was no bottom until there was. And you know where the bottom was? We don't have it on here. I can't show you. We don't have the actual NASDAQ contracts on here, but 20,200 hit. And boy, did we go long, baby. We went long the NASDAQ, the TQQs right there. At the end of the day, we hit the short. So we were long down here on the NASDAQ, short up here for a banger of a trade, and we wound up making some of that money back into the close of what we lost on Nvidia. Nvidia, for me, was a tough trade today. it just kept on falling and falling and falling as it gets that super micro news. I actually didn't log in over here. It takes a minute to load, so I didn't have a chance to do that. But 126, like the minute we wrote that down in here, I can show you on our sticky note where we sort of got upside down on this. Here it is right here. So we had Nvidia 125 long, dip by, watch the 130 break. Wow, thankfully that 130 break didn't come into play, or else we would have hit that as well. It gets as high as 127.50. But we said watch out for 125. Why? Because look at this sort of bar-coded area. This is 124, 125. We like the support. We like the support we saw on Micron there before. If we drop down a 20-minute chart, we could show you on Nvidia what we also liked was right into here, 125, that little level there being held up here, 125. That's right into here, those wick levels. Well, we tried to support that, but today that was not the play for Nvidia as it just continued to fall. All right, now my zoom, there it is. So there's 125, 126. When that fell in and it lost it at 125, we should have been hands off. Unfortunately, we tried to catch some falling knives and we did not have the move back. So we'll put an L on the board today for NVDA. All right, people saying, please, please, Costco. Well, it's not out yet. Where do I think Costco can go? All right, it's a 4% expected move on Costco. Meh, that's not that much. We had a 2% move in Walmart alone today. Well, we'll have Danielle coming on very, very shortly. And she always likes to look at past earnings reports and what Costco's been known to do. This is a nice dip down there from July. So we had that report come through. Nice move back down into $800. The thing about Costco is we get nowhere near the 200 period. I mean, this goes, let's even call, I mean, I like the 200 period on a daily, so I'm not going to look at it weekly right now. It hasn't crossed it since May of 23. So it's just been really upside momentum here for Costco. Its PE is 56 right now. So it has a high PE. That's not normal for a retail stock. I'm going to take a break right now. It's been 12 minutes of straight talking, if not more. It's water time, Hydration Nation. Good question there by Harry in the chat. When I traded my TQQs at the end of the day, were they market orders? No, I was just bidding them all out for a nice little drip down for the TQs. We were able to take advantage of this move higher. We were going short, going short, going short, dip that in, and we were able to get some nice bottom ticks there on the TQs. I could try to, here, I could quickly load in. I don't know if it has the right software over here, but I'll see if it does. What we can do right now is, though, let's go over what were the top trades yesterday. Let's go compare our profits. So this is real trading. I don't think it was a huge day yesterday. It was a very good day on the floor. But I remember when I looked at these numbers from yesterday, they were not huge. So here we go. Top 10 traders by market. That's not what we're interested in. We're looking at the top 10 traders overall. So here we go. Can you guys see that? Maybe let me zoom in a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's the Dallas Cowboys tonight, by the way. Oh, man, I got to bring it back. I got to bring back Thursday night and Monday night plays. I'll talk to Neil about that. Generally speaking, we had like good plays that I like, prop bets and things like that. I like tonight Devin Singletary over whatever the rushing numbers are. Dallas defense has been a sieve this year, so we'll watch out for that one. All right, yesterday, what were the top the top P&L by market? These are not stock specific. All right, the number one trader at Real Trading, 8,500 yesterday. Only traded the NASDAQ and New York. You know, that's the markets that all trade. $8,000 yesterday. Hong Kong, wow, an individual in Hong Kong, yes, not in Hong Kong, but trading the Hong Kong markets, could be in Hong Kong. Over 7,000. Real Trading is many offices available in China, so go find that out as well. Canada, hello, I like that one, over 7,000. Close to 7,000 there. This is what I like to see, a little bit of a broad market, Amex, Chicago, NASDAQ, and New York, over 5,800. Amex, all in the $4,000 to $3,000 mark. And then there we go again. Let's just find out. There's an Australian market. That's nice to see. This trader, very diversified. We talk about have a diversified portfolio. This trader, very diversified in what markets they're looking at. And again, part of being on a prop floor and trading here at Real Trading, you do not have to just trade the markets that you are sitting in. So if we're here in Canada, obviously we have the opportunity to trade many different markets around the world, over 60 live markets at real trading. And what I was getting at was the time zones. The European markets, you sometimes will hear celebration on our floor. It's just markets are closed in Europe. So there might be some, again, some balancing out of markets in Europe. 11:30 is when they close. So often you'll see some big movements back and forth in the broader market at that time as well. So we'll pay more attention to that. Costco is now out right now. So they are now out $5.29 right now for Costco. So let's go over there, COST. I'm not going to log in. There it is. Bang for Costco. We like that one. Upside, upside, upside. There it is, 917, 920. It's a nice move upside there for Costco. We'll zoom in and find out what those numbers are right now. Fiscal year operating results are now out for Costco. I don't have it here on the report from Benzinga yet, but as soon as I see them, I will bring them to you. I heard $5.29 versus 508. That's what I'm hearing right now. I do not see a guide for them. My eyes are glued to this report. There it is right now. Just comes out right now. So here's Costco. 529. We gave you that number. Beating 508. Uh-oh. It's sales. I cannot believe that there's these sales numbers, but $79.69 billion. They miss. Like, if Costco goes down on this number, I'm buying Costco tomorrow. Like what? They miss by $300 million. They only report 79 billion. Looks like it will be a little bit of a miss on that. Now we'll wait to see what the look forward is. Huge move upside now for Costco. Well, not huge. Closes at 902. It's huge. Up to 912 right now goes Costco. So boom goes the dynamite, but it's just a little stick of dynamite. It doesn't look like it wants to do too much. That's Costco completely reversing course right now. Costco going to the downside as we get our inner Sharif there. Let's go down, as Sharif says. 893 breaking lower. Uh-oh, rut-row, as Costco going down to the downside right now. 893, a downside push now for Costco. You know who's going to win right now? The CME, the CBOE, everybody that's taking orders, because the expected move was 4% right now, and you're only moving 1. Right now, Costco down to 893. If I can get the earnings on that, I will grab them for you. We have the earnings, my bad. We do not have the forward look for Costco. And here it is right now, 529 versus 508. Missing on revenues. Once I see Costco in here, as far as the expected move on the guide, we'll get that to you. Wake up. All right, let's have a quick look to see what's happening on Walmart. All right, so an expected move down there on that number. Again, very, very similar customer base in Walmart as per Costco. So again, I feel like the trade up is more in Walmart. And what I mean by that is like right now, customers that potentially couldn't buy as much goods at their, I mean, we have a Loblaws here, a Whole Foods or something like that right now. If you're looking to save some dollars, you're trading up and going into Walmart. So Walmart's pricing upside right now, it's at 52 and all-time highs right now for Walmart. That's pushing back in right now. As customers look to penny pinch a little bit, the consumers, I know we do as well. I mean, if you're looking for value, it's Costco. We shop at Costco probably once or twice a month for sure, I would say, especially with the kids going back to school. But there goes Costco downside. Let's just see how bad this report is exactly. So, all right. When Danielle's here, she's not here quite yet. Maybe not joining us today, which would be fine. We wait for Danielle. If she's in the chat, sometimes she's in the chat first. We'll wait to hear from her. Maybe not in today, which is fine. There's Costco right now, 880s. That's where we're at right now, 890. The pullback into the 50 period, I'd like to see that hold. If it does, probably a buy, but also a shares of Walmart trying to pull back right now as well. So they're back into 79.50, not doing too much there. Walmart. But hey, if you're going to get retail, I still like Amazon. Amazon, though, I keep saying it's a vacation for us, but I got to get out of these shares right now. Costco is now finally making that move back a little bit. The reversal is pretty strong in this name, right? We were up here. This is a 1-minute chart. We hit highs of 918. It was celebration. But the problem is, if you're playing this in options, you're not getting the move right now. You're only down 2%. The implied move on Costco was 4 points. So we're not getting that on the percentage move right now for Costco. It looks like it's relatively flat. There it is right now. Okay, so just getting some more movement here from the Benzinga Pro platform. So Costco shares are trading lower. Thank you for that. Q4 adjusted e-commerce comparable sales grew 19.5%. So, I mean, that seems like that's good. There's no news here about that, but there's the news on Walmart trading lower against that as well. So all we have is a beat and a miss. I don't have a guide or anything yet for Costco, but it looks like they're not liking it. Well, I mean, I guess they're kind of liking it. It's just a muted move, I would say. Whenever you're trading, you're going to be both ways, right? You can either be flat, long, or short. So I guess two ways, in position or not in position. If you're trying to buy Costco thinking that these numbers would be strong, you get a beat on the top, you get a beat 529 versus 508. So earnings per share, yeah, let that beat drop. But then you get the lower move on the sales. So kind of like something for everybody, but it looks like Costco wants to continue the push lower. So, all right, we do not have anybody in right now for us. So Danielle, I guess, will not be joining us today, which is sad. We'll see if I can get her on tomorrow's show, which will be Friday. Oh, no, it's either Ryan or Raider Trader tomorrow. Ryan Faluna. Okay, it was Neil's. It was Neil's choice. We had dealer's choice yesterday on that one. Looks like DraftKings right now. Hold on a second. DraftKings right now, something about SEC coming out on DraftKings right now. Some social media reports coming through for DraftKings right now. So it looks like a little bit of a downside move. If we do hear any more on this, looks like it's starting to accelerate. You heard it here first right now. DraftKings, something about the SEC. I didn't hear it exactly, but there's a move down for DraftKings right now. Starting to go lower right now, 40 and change. DKNG, a nice move to the downside. Oh, did we forget Accenture? Accenture did have earnings today. Did we miss it? Yeah, ACN. So, okay, let's have a check look. My fault on that one, guys. Accenture. It doesn't look like we're out yet on ACN. So unless we are, and it just ticked down to one little move, we do not have Accenture yet. So thank you so much for that one. Thank you, Finch Jane. Great show. I definitely appreciate all of that talk right now. A little bit offside here because I was expecting Danielle. What I wanted to ask her about was her Microsoft call. She had a call on this one recently, and it was upside, looking for upside target. I wanted to see if that had hit for her. I believe no. Was a nice downside move into the 200 period. We're looking to take out all-time highs on Costco. We talked about some Carnival Cruise Lines today. That's a big move. And I just want everyone to think about something here. If you're long into some stock, there has to be a point where you decide to sell, okay? And I know I joked about this earlier on on the early show. It was probably around 8:45 because I got a question about rebalancing, right? Costco's now starting to go back up to the upside. We'll find out more about that in a minute. What I wanted to say is you're never right until you actually exit your position, or wrong until you actually exit your position. I would say if you are overweighted right now, or you're happy with the recent moves in some of these cruise lines, look at this top for CCL. It would be foolish not to bring this up. This is last summer, high, 1935. Right back into year starting highs. This is the beginning of the year right now. Highs, 1935. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying 35. Right back into here. Summertime highs again. It went from July 19 down to $11. Back to 19. Back to $13. Back to 19. Back to $13, back to 19. I don't have that crystal ball, but patterns are patterns right now. Watch out. And I'm going to say a shout out to Brendan for bringing this up because I wouldn't have even been talking about this unless we had seen that high. I think it's something similar to Jets ETF as well as we talk about that, right? So high right there, high again, reaching those same highs again. For some of these travel names, you know what name that we haven't talked about for a minute on the show? Airbnb. Airbnb, wow. Hit to the downside right there, but look at the support that it has at 115. So again, I like Airbnb. I actually never got into this name again. We took a small winner on this the first time, not back into it, just like Uber, not back into Uber yet either. I like the travel names. I always think there's risk to Airbnb because of governments, right? Because of legislation and what some of the rules may come through. Different cities, different jurisdictions, hitting different rules, right? I mean, we talked to Brendan, who's in a condo as well. You don't ever really want, I'm not, but just condos are definitely Airbnbs. The problem is that, do you want your neighbor renting out their unit to an Airbnb? It just creates a lot of maybe safety issues, sound issues, things like that. So I don't know. I like Airbnb. More work needs to be done. We'll wait for their earnings report, which comes October 30th. Ooh, it'll be a spooky pre-Halloween earning there for Airbnb. All right, back over to the name of the day, Costco. The name of the day really is SMCI, but Costco right there battling back. I said to buy the Costco dip if we got one. I don't consider this one. They missed their revenues by about $200 to $300 million. They get $79.69 billion of quarterly sales, missing the top end by just a small little part. So we'll have to wait for that. I still don't see Accenture coming out, so I'm going to pass on doing that. This might be a 4:30 call. So there's ACN. Unless I have the wrong name. No, Accenture. So I don't have it out yet. Hey, what's up, Sebastian? I love you too, my guy. We're doing this today. We're doing it all alone, and I don't have anything planned other than with you guys in the chat. If there are any questions, hit me up. I'll take those in a minute. Let's go. When you guys normally drink your gin in this size here, do you add lime to it right now? Man, you know, are you guys more of a Blanco tequila person, or do you like... Oh, man. Okay, no, it's just water, guys. It's just water. As Hydration Nation. Oh, ACNR reported. What am I even talking about? You guys are like, hey, where's Accenture at? Okay, so Accenture reported today, up 6%. Nice move. That's why we're not getting any love for Accenture. But let's talk about this name again. You know, we talk about strength being in tech names. Look at Accenture today. My bad, it already reported. Upside move. This is how much we don't really trade this name. Look at that. Hitting again into support levels, into resistance levels, right? 355 right here. It's kind of like reverse, get that garbage out of here. Nice topside move. We want to see it hold right now. Accenture, guys, if you're in this name, it needs to hold that 355. So again, waste management here, administrative, supportive, and waste management. No, they're a professional service company, so they're not waste management right now. We'll wait to see what's going on. Consulting business, of course, Accenture. Why is that sector? Oh, administrative. Okay, that's why. Administrative support and waste management. Okay, right there. Shout out to Michael Noss and our friends over there. You know, an individual name that really got us excited? Alibaba. Again, a name that continues to gap higher. I said yesterday, let's try to fade some of these names. I'm still long. I did not sell any. Today, we stayed away from Alibaba. I did like that bid at 104. We had took that today, but got hit early on that bid. So let me just drop this down to a 3-minute chart and quickly have a nice little look at Alibaba here for a 5-minute. So here's that first break of 104. We actually have that. Fails all the way back in, but 50-period moving average, man. I mean, it's just so good. We really like that. So we have to watch. I don't have VWAP on here. We should probably put it on this chart. But again, 50-period moving average, that's my golden ticket if we could have one. I really like watching out for the 50-period moving average, especially on a 5-minute chart. All right, what's up, Mr. Alvarez? We do not have the option queen with us. We had Joe on today. Bang up job for Joe. If you guys saw us on the midday, put some ones in the chat right now. Do you like the new format to switch them up? Sharif's still there, man. He's the professor asking questions. Joe, nice one today. Mr. Alvarez here, or Mrs. If you had to buy a 3 weeks call option, what would it rather be, Nvidia or Tesla? Nvidia. And the reason why Nvidia, great question. I mean, I didn't look out 3 weeks. I would always say, if you're going to look out 3 weeks, look at this date right there, October the 16th. That is earnings for Tesla. This is why you may want to stay away from Tesla, because 3 weeks from now is earnings. So if you're going to buy a 3-week call, you're definitely in the right area right now. We've talked about if you're looking to buy call options or put options, you want to buy them as we head into earnings, not as you get super close to them. So 3 weeks away, this might be your last time before sort of volatility and the premiums get jacked up there. The reason why I say Nvidia is you're running into some topside areas for Tesla. Remember, robo-taxi coming. You see sell-off events, right? We had the Meta Connect yesterday, Meta down today. You had the Apple event, Glow Time, Apple down off of Glow Time, right? So just be careful with Tesla. I mean, think about it. What could they possibly tell you about robo-taxis, right? I mean, we think they're going to be hot. Are they ready to go? Are they ready to sort of battle Waymo? Let's have a quick look at that. Are we waiting for that $25,000 car? Do they have plans for that? What if Elon does not talk about that? Does that disappoint and bring the market back down? I don't think you're going to be wrong with buying Tesla calls. I think Tesla can hold this area. I just wonder about the volatility there and if some of that premium comes off heading into some of these topside moves. The reason why I like Nvidia, again, I think Nvidia actually, and it kind of looks very similar, but look at this hold here. Look at Nvidia hold this line, right? I think Nvidia still remains strong. We had bad SMCI news today. You know, Nvidia's PE still relatively cheaper than it was back when it had this run back here. So if you look at the, again, we don't have PE on here. I can get it on Benzinga Pro. Let's just do that real quickly here. Go into details and find out. They do not have historical PEs, I do not believe, on here. Maybe if they do, I'll have to look. Load, no results found. Okay, we'll go to overview here. So here it is. Let's just zoom down here and find out what Nvidia's PE is right now. So there it is. The forward PE is just 37. We talked about a name like Costco, their forward PE being at 59, right? 37, relatively cheap for what they're doing, right? AMD's forward-looking PE right now. Look what we're talking about. Forward 31, that could be cheap if they hit their numbers. But current PE 192, much different than what we're talking about. Micron right now, there's a reason why Micron got bought up. Okay, Micron's PE was only 15. They're only showing 11 right here. That's a great PE to look at as well, right? Names like SMCI, we can find out for that. Only 13 right now. So Nvidia getting the premium that a lot of these other companies do not get. What is Intel's at? Minus what? No, just joking. Intel's right now 22. So again, there's some value plays that you can have in the space right now. I think Nvidia a little overextended, but you know why? It's because it's the best of the best. You have to pay up for that. The one name that I'm really excited about, and we can just talk about, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but I just called up Google right now. So maybe I can zoom in here. Does that look a little bit better? But now I can't, I know this is good, but now I can't see the PEs. So I'll have to zoom back out just a little bit more for this one. Okay, so there it is right here. There it is. So let's, can you do this right into this area? We'll go over a couple, oh, we're past time right now. See if it's Ramin right now. She blows the horn because she got to get out of here. Look at this for Google. 18, okay, for Google. That's a buy. YouTube, Google ad revenue, still going to be pretty hot. I mean, ChatGPT's hot, but there's no ads over there. People are still hitting this, right? Well, no, don't. Stay zoomed in, man. I'm going to go over all the Mag 7 right now. Let's look at what Tesla's is right here. How you like that for a PE? 80, 81. What? No, you don't like that. You want lower PEs. All right, 20. Baby, it's like, that PE looks great, 81. It's price to earnings. So right there, Apple, 29, right? Let's go check out Meta. Meta's still relatively cheap as well. Bang, Meta breaking highs at just 23 PE right there. Amazon's PE right now, 32. You get what I'm saying? Google's half of this right now. What's Mr. Softy right now? Mr. Softy's 32. I don't know if this has the spiders. The spiders is 22. How, you guys ask me this, okay? Riddle me this, Batman. What is the market's PE at 22 and Google's is at 18? All right, it's 4:32 right now. We got to go. I want to thank everybody for watching, but guess what we do? Every day on this show, we do roll call. I like Google. I mean, I don't know. You guys, we might want to notice that. All right, let's go, man. It's roll call time right now. Fabian stays late because he's a G. You are 100% right about that one. What's up to Neil Rob? This is a W, everybody thinks, so that's good. What's up, Bora Hout? You're here. Check it out is here. Thank you much, says Fabian. John is here. Narrow-minded one. Ooh, I like that. N-A-E-R-O, narrow-minded one. The Huang family is here. What's up? See you all the time. Berkshire, we love some Berkshire, baby. You want to find out the PE on Berkshire? All right, let's do that real quickly right there. BRK.B. This is a name that I actually want to get into. Ooh, they do not have a forward PE on Berkshire. Okay, we'll find that out for you, though. What's up to Lance Striffler? What's up? Buy and hold, buy and sell. Blue Arrows here. Andrew Chow is here. Hey, did you guys like the show today? I was kind of just spitballing a lot there. Let me know in the chat. Love ya, says Jimmy. Zion Lala. Ain't nobody hold me down. Yes, that is true, but wrong artist, my guy. We're not going to be singing too much of that, guys. songs, but there's Derek Thompson. Again, Don is here. Benny is here. Seth is here. Mr. Westermeyer is here. Oh, you just gave me 50 points? Let's spin those right now. Let's see if we can win. Thank you, Mr. Westermeyer. Thank you to the Piper right now. What's up to Brian Thompson? Not so boring. And we lost. My bad. We lost on that spin. All right, look, my kid has chess. My daughter's with my wife tonight. My daughter's with my wife, correct? They're at hockey right there. I got to go home, pick my son up. It's chess, man. I tried to play him. He was only 10 years old. And I was like, let's just play some chess. I was like, done in 3 or 4 moves, man. It was like, that's the Italian gambit I just did to you. I'm like, what? Like, okay. But anyways, as we go, chess, great game, great way to get that mind straight. Thank you so much to everybody today for watching. We'll see if we can get Danielle back on, even on our main show at one point, to talk more about options. That would be great. Thank you, Danielle, for always showing up. But today we go solo. Join me tomorrow at 8:30. We'll do this all over again. But before we go, you know what, guys? One more look, Fabian, because you are that G. Let's look at Costco, give the people what they want. Quick look at Costco. Flat, womp, womp. Hope there's no options traders in that name today. It's 4:35. I want to thank everybody for watching. Big thank you to Brendan. Thank you to Joe today. Thank you to Neil today. Sharif, Ramin, Andre. I'm going to miss somebody. Fabian, who's still here. Everybody that's involved with the show, a big shout out to, there's Fabian. What's up, Fabian? Glad you're feeling better. He was off for a couple days there hey, that's what happens. You know what's going to be next, man? Influenza this, flu that, COVID this. Everything's going to be hitting very, very soon. It's a beautiful day here in lovely Toronto, Ontario. No matter where you are, get outside, get that fresh air. It's been a hell of a day trading, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. For everybody here at Trader TV Live, I'm at Trader TV Sean, and we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, everybody.